Be that close to me. All right, black women. Came to talk to you about a couple of things that I think you should know. Whether you're going to listen to them or not, probably not, because you're only listening to light skinned younger women, right? Because they know everything. Right? So, what I wanted to say was all right, so I was listening to a few of the people that I usually do this time of day go live, and you know, a lot of these black women are really getting besides themselves. I guess once they get past the 1K point, they start feeling themselves. So they start subtly and sometimes blatantly, openly disrespecting black women, the very ones that are supporting their platform. And, saying shit like, if it wasn't for, you know, the bad attitude, financially secure, and all these things before you have them. I just wanted to really let y'all know that life does not work like that. You can plan for everything in the world, and believe me, I have, because all these things have happened to me. Like, I understood you're not supposed to have children, not mean doing what everybody tells you to do, which is be married or worrying about a father. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you go to college, you have your degrees, you even have a position, you're even well paid, or you just paid, period. You have your life set up where at least you have a place to live, and you're independent enough where you turn your own key to your own door. Here's the problem with all this shit. When I was just watching, I really don't like her anymore. Cherie from Black Women Making Money. If you go watch that live she's doing right now, she started off disrespecting us. And it's like, there's no need to do. You can give the message a lesson with respecting black women because they broadcast channels and etc. that are there supporting them, giving them the little bit of up that they get. And it's ridiculous that they they tend to get such a big head after a while that they just straight start disrespecting black women like you owe them something. So here's the point I'm trying to make, right? Until you work exclusively for yourself, right? And you have no boss, you always be in a position to be set back in life, whether you plan for it or not. Let me get inside the car because it's like really freaking loud with this guy with this nitrous and oxide shit on his car making all this noise, thinking he's in fucking Fast and Furious or some shit like that, when he's definitely not. So my thing is, it was pissing me off because I'm like, listen, do you know how many people I knew? Sorry, I dropped the phone. You know how many people I knew this year outside of myself that when we were fired by the city, their whole lives went up in smoke. When I tell you in smoke, these people lost their actual homes they live in and have been living in for years, okay? Not just like a short term. I'm talking about like some people I knew that got terminated because of this whole thing with refusing to take the shot for COVID. They worked in jobs for 30, almost 40 years, and they lost everything they had because they wanted to take care of their health versus being bullied into taking an experimental drug that we now know caused more than 50% of the actual people who received that shot to literally die. That has been in newspapers consistently since this whole thing began. All right? So, anyway, in saying that, I'm trying to explain to y'all a few things that none of these women talk about, which is, listen, it's important, okay, to always have money stashed to the side because, again, unless you own your own company and you actually are making money to the point where you could profit off of your money, right? And live off of it, what are you going to do if you get fired but start again? That's how life is. So to sit here and dishonestly, disingenuously tell black women that if they have their priorities straight in life and it's just as simple as one, two, three, all you got to do is not have children, not, okay? There's no guarantees in this life, none whatsoever. So even if you do get the business, do you know it takes 5 years on any business, no matter how much money you have or not, for you to most times make a profit on that business? So it's not a guarantee even if you have a business, but if you surpass the time and you actually start making a profit, you're still not out the water because you still have to make sure that you maintain it and that you're able to make money off it if you were making money off of it to begin with. So it's always a struggle. And the only way to get out of that struggle is to always make sure that you have more than, that's the one thing that they told you was true, more than one source of income, which is often hard for a lot of us, but it can be done. So if you have a full-time job, there's nothing wrong with getting a part-time job, whether it's remote or outside in the home, or even shit that I know all y'all have such a fucking problem with, which you shouldn't, because it's the easiest fucking way to make money. Is to babysit other black women's children and do a good fucking job. And not put them in an environment where your boyfriend or somebody else that lives in your home is going to expose those children to unnecessary dysfunctional behavior and sexual assault. If you could get past that simple shit that you shouldn't have in your life to begin with, you would be fine. And you would be surprised by the amount of money you would make babysitting for people, either for them to go shopping, to attend college classes, to go out on a night on the town, go shopping. Did I say that already? If I did, excuse me. To go to work themselves, whatever, or just to catch a fucking break. You'd be surprised the amount of money you can make. And then you guys, I keep telling y'all all the time, get in touch with your small business administration wherever you live, because it is easy to get all types of certificates and licenses and registrations, depending on how big your place is you live in, to legally be able to take care of people's children. You could always do it without anybody's permission. The only thing you have to be worried about is the fact that no one gets hurt and no one files a police report against you and you good, okay? But if in case you want to do that in your home, or best option would be like to rent a small space, right? And then you get a license from your state. Now you talking about being on your way to make millions of dollars, because every fucking black woman needs childcare who has children, okay? And if you could set up a program where you have a daycare system and you provide a bus service, and believe me, black women, things are not as crazy as you may think they are. And I understand why we think like that is because no one takes the time to simply explain the necessary steps to black women so they can get in business, make money, and stay profitable. If you bought a bus, I don't care if it's a school bus, one of those short ambulance type of buses, or one of those long coach style buses. A lot of those things used in good condition is as low as like $5,000, and some less than that depending on where you live in this country. So let's say you said, you know what, Steph, I don't care about providing transportation for the daycare service. I just want to, because I live in an area where there's a food desert. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have to close the window in a minute, then we'll start beeping. Yeah, let me close the window temporarily. So what I'm going to have to do is, because I live in a food desert and I got this bus and it's in good condition, maybe I'll start taking trips to the store so people could do grocery shopping, because we live in a food desert. That is a quick way to make good money. I mean, it might to take care of everything all at once, but it's off to a wonderful start. So these are the kind of things that when these women come on here, and this is why I get so aggravated with y'all and I break out, because I can't stand the phoniness, the bullshit. And the fact that when you have people on here, especially like me and a few other people, honestly telling you the truth about stuff and trying to give you the information to get it to work for you, you don't give a shit about us. You disrespect us by giving us low numbers not really patronizing our channel, but you run the stupid bitches like all these light-skinned chicks that talk nothing about motherfucking relationships all day and stupid shit that's gonna get your ass killed. Y'all love that bullshit. And don't try to tell me, oh, you just in your feelings or you upset. No, it's a matter of fucking fact. The stats tell it. People could come on here and give you a step-by-step course into explaining how to make money overnight. You rather still talk shit about some nigga, who he's fucking, how he thinks about it, and all that bullshit they talk, or how to marry hypergamously when that should be the furthest fucking thing from your mind. It should be about your benefit, how you getting your life together in this world, making your money, and fuck him, okay? If he comes along and he does right, okay, so be it. But if he doesn't, why are you wasting your time worrying about this motherfucker? Why? When they have all blatantly come out and told you they don't give a fuck about how you living, if you fucking live, and they really go out of their way to make sure you die. I am totally tight because there was a video I posted just yesterday of this stupid black nigga that, and yes, I said it and I'm not taking it back. I don't give a shit if YouTube takes the video down or not. He killed 2 children yesterday, or the day before yesterday, because his girlfriend, the children's mother, was cheating on him. And I can't even begin to talk about her because you're supposed to never be able to be afraid to go home. I don't give a fuck what's waiting for you at home. You don't never leave your children because you're afraid of some damn man. Are you crazy? That's the day I go into that motherfucker and I'm saying, I'm here to kill you. That's the bottom motherfucking line. And if I spend the rest of my life in jail, then I will spend that motherfucking sentence with a smile across my face. Because I'll be goddamn if I'm going to let you take my children out because you got a problem with me. No, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. But she let that happen. She stayed hidden somewhere, and this dude went live in his car with his son in the back seat, and I don't know if the younger baby was a girl or not because I couldn't see him well. And he shot both of those children to death and then shot himself. Okay? And that's the kind of stuff where when I'm saying to you, please stop with all this nonsense with Cynthia, High Powered Podcast, Sherry 7, whatever the fuck her name is, and all the rest of these women on here with these relationship shits. Please stop that. Because you're going to die. And when you die, then what? Because how hard is it for black women to understand it is hot as fuck in this car, right? That there's just no real suitors for you out here. There's nobody out here coming to save you. I think I told y'all that like a year ago when I made that Prince Charming video. So why you keep looking for them is beyond me. Now, will you find people to have sex with and have significant relationships with? Yes. But are you going to find somebody that's going to be on your side, take care of you for the duration and really be there for you? No. Because none of these motherfuckers out here are built like that. They're built to use women, abuse you, get what they can get, and then go to the next woman. And you all know this shit already. You know it already. And if they're a bum, they're going to be just like all these dudes that was outraged and having a damn heart attack because of Ebony K. Williams saying she didn't want to date a bus driver. And you see the type of shit that you get when you fuck with people like that, right? So let it be. So with the business thing again, listen, you could try any business you want. I hope to God it works for you and everything goes well. But you got to remember that in this life is no guarantees. But the only thing, and I'm telling you, from my 55 years on the face of this earth, the only thing that has ever saved me, no matter what the fuck life threw at me, was to have a good financial cushion to catch my black ass when I fell. And I mean that shit wholeheartedly, black women, through everything you can imagine. Like, if ever I had to transfer or switch, because here in my city, when you work for the city, it's called the civil servant employee. You could transfer from job to job, and I would do that all the time, just based off the higher pay. I wouldn't even give a shit what the job was about, just as long as the shit was paying me more. I'm there, right? So when I did that, I transferred, or let's say I found another position privately that made twice as much as the money I was making for the city. I had the ability to leave my job with the city, put it on hold, go work in the private company, make my money, and then either come back to that job or leave it completely and come back later on, right? All right. Even through all those times in between, because when you first start working somewhere, you don't get paid the next day, right? I had to have a financial cushion. When this piece of shit mayor, after I left the private companies and came back to the city, actually left the state, because when I was working for parole, I found out that that was not a good job to have because it didn't offer all of the things that the city did. And all you got was the pay. So your pension was shit, your retirement was shit, your investments with the company was shit, deferred compensation was everything that you could put money away in was bullshit with them. So I'm like, I'm losing money staying with them. Let me go back to where I was because it's more money, right? All right, so that's what I did. In between that switch, though, I still had to wait for money to be paid to me. So I had to have that financial cushion. So the reason I keep saying financial cushion is because I want y'all to understand. I've heard 3 people today on 3 different lives try to disrespect black women, shame them and tell them stupid shit like if it wasn't for your mindset and if you wasn't only worrying about nails and wigs or and hair or whatever, you could have, that doesn't have shit to do with nothing. Your mentality don't have to do with a goddamn thing. What you wear don't have shit to do. I could have 3 wigs on top of my head, 2 hats, and a fucking cape. None of that shit would have anything to do with the fact that if this employer tomorrow says, Stephanie, we're going to fire you, I go, okay, you have that right. I can't do shit about it. But if I don't have a financial cushion that I have been putting away continuously to save myself for cases just like that, that's where I'm on the losing end. I'm not on the losing end because there's shit that happens in everyday life I have no control of, that these dumbass women on here trying to make it seem like black women do have a control over when you absolutely don't. The only thing you can do is have that money to fall back on, which is why when I tell y'all all the time, right, it's so important. I don't care what you do in life, how much education you got in life, you got to always find ways to save. You start with $5 if you got to. I told y'all about so many of these small investment apps that really will give you a small return on your money. If you don't touch that and you keep putting into it, it will build faster than you know. So that if you get fired, you have a few $1,000s to live off of until you get the next job. At least enough to pay your rent for half a month. I'm sorry, not half a month, half a year until you get the next job. Because that's honestly what it is. Like, most people, if it's a hard climate and you trying to find a job, it will take about up to 6 months. I have rarely seen it go over that. And I don't mean the people that are really not looking, but I mean people that are honestly actively looking every day. They can get a job well less than 6 months. So if you had that amount of money saved up, you would be pretty good. And I mean factor everything. Factor bills, factor rent, factor transportation if you have to, car insurance, payments, whatever the hell it is, right? You factor it because that is how life really works. So when I heard this woman today talking all this nonsense about how women, she did a video and she was talking about people waiting for subsidized housing, but yet she got her nails done and her hair done. And the shit where people assume that people are always wearing wigs without them knowing their fucking business is annoying as a black woman, because that just goes to show you've been drinking the Kool-Aid too, where you think that black women are not supposed to have anything, even down to our natural beauty. All that type of bullshit really has to stop. I'm sorry, y'all. I am incredibly fired up because I've just been watching like too much dumb shit. And it's like, I hate that black women are always subject to people trying to fucking tear us down every time you turn around. Even the bullshit ass black women that are on here pretending to act like, oh yeah, girl, I got your back. I got your back. I'm here for you. We're part of the few talented 10th black women who are about excellence, when you about bullshit too. Just like, oh, it's so annoying. You have no idea. Because when it all comes down to it, and I know y'all may think I'm crazy as fuck, and I don't care, you're going to see what I'm telling you. Give this shit a good 5 fucking years. You're going to see what I'm telling you. It's going to be so many black women out here fucked up. So many of them that have died from black femicide who refuse to just leave these dudes alone and refuse to just invest in themselves and pull themselves up by their own bootstraps. Oh my God, you're going to see just how fucked up a state we going to be in. It's not going to be funny. It's going to be horrible. Because no one is listening. Because now is the fucking time. Now is the fucking time for us to be getting our shit together because they coming for us. I mean, y'all got to think about things in real fucking lifetime. You got all these immigrants coming into America, and when you listen to these people talk, from the president down to your local council member, right? They don't give a fuck about black people. They trying to sell us out every day, every minute. They feel like we deserve to be a third class permanent citizenship where we have nothing and everybody else has something, right? Let me just point this out real quick. There was an article, April 8th, 2021, in The Guardian, in theguardian.com. I went over it again today because when I was watching CNN and one of the private news channels I watch, I saw that the government is planning, because of this whole law that just expired for the immigrants the other day, they're planning to pay $7,000 an immigrant for people to take them in, house them, put them up in hotels, put them in any of these shanty put together shit places that they do with these bullshit organizations and associations to help immigrants, right? So you got all these people making money off these people coming here, and then you have systems put in place for these same people who are illegal to this country, who do not have rights and who are not supposed to have rights, to gain money hand over fist just because America does not want black women, most importantly because they already know that black men don't make money, right? They don't build, they don't work. So they want to make sure that all of us have nothing. And when to make sure all of us don't have anything, you got to kill the finances of the black women. Everybody in this country knows that because we're the only ones that hold up these communities. So if the president comes out and he has said this shit more than once, I'm investing in the immigrants, that means he don't give a fuck about what happens to you and me. Now, that's the facts of the matter. Do what you want voting, however, because you know he's just one motherfucker in the system of this country. So that's why when I'm saying to y'all all the time, yell and scream to your representatives, because those are the people that are on level that you can speak to every day to make changes in the levels above you, like the president, vice president, and so forth and so on, that you got no real reach with. You scream and grab them niggas by the collar and let them know, yeah, you better start speaking up for this situation here that involves me, or you gonna be out of a job. And the next person we vote in that seat will get the chance to do what I'm talking to you about today. That is so important. It is not, I can't tell you how important it is. It's monumentally important. And all of this plays into how you and me survive. Because just because I'm telling you, okay, yeah, I got a financial cushion, I'm good now, so what? Money don't last forever. And if people do not make it where a job is available to me, education is available to me, affordable housing, and a way for me to make my way through this society for me, I'm ass out like everybody else too. This is the shit that none of these people really go into, and it affects every one of us, and it doesn't care. I should say it doesn't matter. That's proper. If there's a person like Ebony K. Williams, Martin Luther King, Stephanie, somebody else, or whomever, as long as you're a black person, and this country still has the ability to strip you of everything that you have, you are constantly in jeopardy. And that is the position they keep wanting to put us in. So it is imperative when I'm telling y'all, you have to get this political base, this political block, this power in this country. That's the only way people respect us. And this is why I'm always saying this to y'all, because I believe in black women. Do I get frustrated with y'all and want to like literally shake the shit out of every one of y'all? Yes, I do. For those of y'all that don't get it. But it's like, we got to understand this about each other. This is the only way that all these other people are getting these things that we also have right to. But if we don't fight for it, nobody's going to give it. They're not giving it to us if we don't fight for it. Because they already have this innate hatred, and I'm talking about white America now, for black people. I don't give a shit what it is. I've been watching all this week all types of damn things that have been happening all across this country that have been proving to me that they will do whatever it takes to keep white America will do whatever it takes to keep black people down. I don't know if y'all know, but outside of this situation with this kid, Ralph, whatever the fuck his name is, that got shot by that old white dude, who's now going through the whole process and I'm getting ready to take his ass to trial and stuff. It was another black man, very similar with the situation, who was literally killed by his next door neighbor. And this white man got the fuck off because they said they went to, everything in this country goes to the law, right? So they used the castle doctrine to get this motherfucker off. And he shot that dude point blank in the head, like execution style. You understand? And the reason I'm telling y'all this is not for y'all to go off half-cocked, because I'm telling you a story about a black male, and the ones of you will wrongfully assume I'm looking for you to have sympathy for them. No, I'm looking for you to get the gravity out of that story. That black dude, white people don't give a shit if it's him, me, or a little child. It was just the fact that it was a black person they was allowed to slaughter and not face any justice for. They just got away with literally murder. And they got away with being able to just circumvent the law, do what they want to do. The same way they killed that white dude that was the military dude in New York City on the train, killed that mentally ill black dude that was on the train. Same thing with him. And all this stuff has to literally stop. It has to stop. And it has to start with us. And when I say start with us, I'm not talking about us rally for all of the black community. Black women got to get together and start understanding that it's about time you start fighting for yourself and yourself alone. Fuck black males. Let them go do whatever the hell they need to do for themselves, because they have always been only thinking about themselves. And you know that is evident in how they live their life and what they do forever in their lives, because anytime they get a little money, the first thing they do is want to flaunt it and go give it to the white people and get any type of woman that's not black, so they could try to pretend like they're white when they're not. Hold on, Star, I'm sorry. Black women will never get anywhere until they leave men alone. It is fucking true. Priscilla's content is needed. Even though, you know what, Star, I hear you with the fact that, let me just be clear about her, right? Because I understand what you're saying, but she's full of shit too, okay? Now, her message is only valid for me in the sense that it is actually trying to uplift black women, to give them a sense of self-assuredness that they could stand on their own 2 feet, do shit for themselves, and not need a fucking dude to cushion their life or give them validation to make them feel like they're worth something because they got this nigga, right? That I get with. But all that other shit she talking about, she's on some straight up bullshit. She's another one on here, like when I talk about black women, when they're on here trying to use black women just like the dudes, she is exactly that motherfucker. She trying to sell books. She trying to sell her classes. And truth be told, and I'm going to let y'all know how I feel about everything, the same thing with that fucking Erica Williams chick and all them niggas over there with her. Every one of them motherfuckers got a scheme going with some bullshit classes, some bullshit courses. These motherfuckers always trying to get you to buy something from them, but never could show you no proof of what the fuck they're doing trying to offer you. Like, I saw all that shit she was doing. Because for a while, I used to be down with them too. When I first started looking on her page like 2 or 3 years ago, she had this black woman on there, Kamoy, right? Who's one of the tech people too, outside all them bullshit dudes they always promoting on that page. I paid for that course. I took that course. When I tell you honestly, that course was a bunch of bullshit, a waste of my money, and just fucked me over with my time, I cannot tell you no more than that. Because that's exactly what it was. A waste of fucking time and money. And that's what all these motherfuckers are on here doing. They get a good thing going to hook black people in, to scam them. Black women, I should say, because black men don't got no money like that. And that's, they take the fucking shit and run. All of them are doing the same fucking thing. Every one of them. I'm telling you. I don't care how much you may think that they're on your side and how articulate they speak and how well put together their performances on their platform to convince you that, yeah, I'm really for you being individual, independently, financially secure, business wise. And this is all bullshit. It's all fucking game. It is. I'm telling you, because honestly, if they was really on here to really help black women, period, fuck black men, do you know how much a lot of that shit they're telling y'all is free and public information? That if they really was about you on your come up, they would just guide you to the fucking actual genuine source and go, look, go here. This person will tell you this person will give you that. They never do that. They always got to be the fucking middleman because they want you to pay for free information. That's so I got a problem with them. And I'm just pissed right now at black women in general. That's why I'm not on here like that, and I'm not going to be. I was thinking about closing down the whole channel and just doing a podcast for older black women to help them with their money and shit, because I feel like talking to young women, black women, is a fucking waste of my time because they show no fucking respect for me. And I'm really out here giving you real shit. Like, if I give you a fucking website, you're going to go literally to the same website I go to get the information or get whatever it is I need. I'm not playing with you. I'm not gatekeeping not one fucking amount of information. It's up to you now to use the right amount of initiative and question the people and make those people work to get you what you want. Nobody else is fucking doing that. And when I tell y'all, you know, I see the shit that's going on here. I see it. But I'm looked at as the hater. Oh, she's just an old bitch hater that wants everybody to be fucked up because she's fucked up. That ain't it. Believe me, in life I'm good, and I try to share shit with people. But it's terrible. I appreciate that, Star, but I'm not telling y'all that for y'all to like make me feel good. I'm being for real. Like, I see shit that's coming. And I know I'm not nobody's mama on here, so forgive me for sounding like that, because that's straight passion. And that's straight love and concern for other black women like myself. Because believe me, when I was your age, nobody gave a fuck about telling me how to do it right. And I learned through bumping my ass and learning the hard way. The one thing about me, I read books like a motherfucker. I was always nosy in everybody's business at work. I was always trying to find out about things people was trying to hide from me. And all that kind of stuff led me to other people that would openly give me information, openly mentor me, give me whatever I needed to make it through. You don't have a lot of those black women no more. They don't care no more because they look at the culture and they go, there's nothing to fight for. And that's the thing I'm fighting against. Give me a second. Hey, Nubia Queen. So that's what I'm saying, Star, because it's like, it's annoying to me because I sit back and believe me, I don't even watch YouTube the way I used to because I am slowly getting ready to dead this shit completely. I just started getting on podcasts because I actually found out that in podcasts, when I typed in black women and black women empowerment, I actually found black women that were really about trying to help other black women. And I'm with that. I found black women on there with finances, banking information, housing, working information, everything from your first interview to the first day on the job, if you never had a job in your life, to being a fucking CEO, and everybody is on there. Black women that are really trying to help. That's where they're at. They're not on here, right? So now that I'm in this new world and I'm trying to move around and navigate through it, I'm still learning. The things I learn, I say, you know, there are people out there that still might need a little information. I try to post it, and I will post it. I will do that much, which is to continue to post it on the community page, because I know I get frustrated and act like a damn fool on here on YouTube. That is strictly passion, right? I will never give up on y'all 100%, even as much shit as I talk. But it is because I get so hurt and frustrated because I feel like they're all fucking phonies. And when you try to tell these young women, like, they are going to lead you into such a fucked up life, it's going to be crazy. That no one wants to listen because they're trying to all paint me now like I'm the old bitch that's hating on you, one is jealous of you. And what's the new thing they doing now? Trying to make it seem like we all like fucking Ayanla Van Zandt, or whatever the fuck her name is. Her real name is Rhonda Harris, okay? But they all trying to make it seem like we're all like her. We're not all like her. And y'all know that shit. But y'all still let these bitches go out here and say all this shit. I'm tight. Whenever you hear that word come out of my mouth, I am tight, okay? Because what that does is, for the people that would come to me to learn, they don't want to come now. Because this young idiot over here, or this woman pretending to be young, right? Trying to give you information about marriage when she don't even have a decent marriage her damn self, is pulling that mind away from me and any other black woman on here, trying to steer them towards things that benefit them and them alone, not including a dude, is what frustrates the shit out of me. And that's all I see all day long. That's why I had did that short little thing with the video showing how they looked. I forgot so many others. I forgot Yanni and a whole bunch of the other ones, because they're all part of that shit. These are all people that get paid to lead black women astray. And when I say that, I don't mean no white man called them up, hey, listen, you got a YouTube page, do me a favor, put out this false message. No, they do this shit based off of how the system is set up, based off of clicks and views. So if they're selling you dumb shit about hypergamy and how to find a dude that you never gonna find, especially if you're looking for him to come in the black version, it's not gonna happen, to take care of you, treat you well, and everything else, you're not gonna find that on here. But they get paid to do it because the more of you view, the more of you click them, the bigger their check will be from YouTube. Thus is why I say they get paid to do that. I even seen one of the women that I used to like a lot on here get on here recently and backtrack. Come on, y'all. Come on, come on, come on. Backtrack on here like a motherfucker. She had went through a bad relationship with this so-called hypergamy shit, got out of it, and then jumped into another motherfucking relationship. Now she in love. I'm looking at her like, I wish I knew you so I could call you on the phone and tell you that you only gonna be 30 something for so long, 40 something for so long, and as soon as you get over 50, none of those motherfuckers are gonna care about you ever again in trying to take care of you like that. Because as long as you the pretty young thing, you good. But as soon as you get out of that range, you better have your own money. You better have your own shit, and you better be able to take care of you and your children, or you going to be ass out in ways you never fucking knew imagined. Because let me tell you what else happens in this world outside of bullshit relationships. Employers don't like to hire old women. You do understand that, right? They will hire an old motherfucking dude in a minute. But they have a problem hiring older women because we have a lot of knowledge. A lot of us come with a lot of work experience. So that means you got to pay more. It's easier to pay the younger, under experienced person a lot less than the seasoned, well acclimated to the bullshit games that people play in employment to deal with. It's easier to deal with the person that don't know how to get around that shit. Cause you fuck with me trying to get hired, coming into some place where I know you can afford it and I know I can prove it, I'm gonna sue the shit out of you, okay? You gonna get sued for ageism like a motherfucker. And then I'm a black woman, so I'm gonna add those two factors in there as well. They know that. This is why I'm telling y'all, please stop playing with these dumbass black women on here. They're gonna set you up for a fall you are not prepared to take. I'm so serious with that. They will set you up for some shit you never knew existed, because they never telling you how shit really goes in life. Like when I seen her do that, I could not believe that. I said, oh my God. She just set back like all these women that actually probably decided to leave whatever nut they were with, go to college, get a degree, make their own money, and stand on their own 2 feet. Now she just put the idea in plenty of these women's minds to deal with shit that's going to lead to them being killed by black femicide, or lead to them being financially abused and their children being sexually either taken out of this world or exploited or trafficked or whatever the hell is out there. Hey Marie, what's happening? Good video the other day. I saw that the other night about the black women in the interracial relationships and how they put up with a lot of unnecessary nonsense just to be in a relationship. Very good job. I shared that with a few family members because, you know, I have a lot of black women in my family married to non-black men, and they think that shit is a prize. And I keep trying to tell them, one of y'all gonna end up in somebody's fucking trunk eventually. You keep doing that shit, but hey, that's neither here nor there. They can end up that way with a black dude too, but I'm just trying to explain to them that just because it's not black don't mean it ultimately superiorly better, because it's not. That's not the case. So good job with that, Marie, because I've used that with a couple of people, especially my relatives in Oregon and California, because I don't know what it is about them West Coast people, but they got a problem with being comfortable in the skin that they are in. Lord, they do. They want to be white so bad, that shit ain't funny. And it is crazy to me. And I'm talking about all the West Coast. Throw all that shit in there. Washington, and especially that fucking Seattle place. Oh my God. Tacoma too. It is so many of them people out there that are just fucking gone. But that's another story for another day. Anyway, what was I talking about? Yeah, so I get frustrated because every time I think or I see us moving towards doing the right thing and we're making a little progression, a little headway, then here comes somebody to throw some more shit in the game and turn everybody's head around, going back to the shit. Like, what's that saying? They say you take one step forward and 3 steps back. They start falling back into the nonsense, the dysfunction all over again. And it's like, girl, you was doing so good by focusing only on yourself. You was doing so good. But I'm telling y'all, you better hear what I'm saying. That pretty young thing shit is only good till you start showing the gray hair, knees start cracking, and depending on your actual personal genetics, if your face start cracking, wrinkling, whatever, and you just start looking tore down, right? Listen, you gonna realize that people, y'all already know it. It ain't about realizing. Y'all know how this country gets down. It's all about being young and pretty. They feel like that's the only commodities and assets women have. And being able to have babies, give babies to men who think that shit makes them a man. Once you get past the point where they feel like you're not good for one of those 3 things, they don't give a shit about you. So in knowing that, you are supposed to always set yourself up for that financial cushion in the end, so that if you are living your life, and you can as a woman, you can live your life on any facet that we're supposed to be a commodity on, right? To live well. Not a dog's life, but to live well. You understand me? Do that shit. But also make sure that when you get to be my age and older, you can still live very nicely, have your money, go where you want to go, and not be under anybody's fucking rule because you're not following their rules and regulations. So now you don't have money, you don't have a place to stay. You don't want that life. But believe me, y'all, fucking with these women on here, that's where y'all heading. You heading that way. Because they don't never talk about the long-term shit. All they talk about is the bullshit here and now. And the here and now is just as fleeting as every sunset of every day that we see that has passed us. That shit is already gone. Okay? Y'all better stop letting these bitches lead y'all astray, because you going to be the one to suffer. Okay? You know what's crazy too? I read an article. I'm not going to say her name, but that same lady that's always talking about hypergamy and all this shit, she has a very public divorce that you could read, right? Where she ain't always telling you the truth about how great she's living. And I'm not going to say any further than that, but because you know everybody's business is public, okay? So it doesn't make any sense that you got all these people trying to tell you how to live lives that they don't even fucking live themselves. It doesn't make any sense. It really does not make any sense. But if y'all keep listening to them, you will find out the hard way. You will. And believe me, this is not no, oh, she's just hating, she's just upset because she don't have it like they do. Not at all, because believe me, they got it on here. I doubt very much they got it like me out here. You understand? And I'm not saying that to talk shit or big myself up, but it is a fucking fact. Okay? I don't have babies by niggas on YouTube, all right? You never see me doing the things you see them doing on here, trying to front and all that shit. I don't need to do that. Because when I want to get up and go somewhere, I have the fucking money to do it. That's the difference between me for real and them. I don't have to pretend. Okay? And that's the shit that makes me mad with them, is because they've been pretending the whole fucking time. Yeah, Star. I heard that. You know what it was? I don't really listen to her because I told you I don't like the scam she's running. And so I had heard a video on Atari's channel where she had one on that dude's page, that on a panel, that Saint in the Center dude. I don't care for him. But anyway, she was on there. He was really getting into that ass of hers hard, like really making her look like a damn fool on there. And that's where I think I heard her say that shit, like they're the best of friends. And she was doing that, excuse me, because she had to, like, make herself, she had to defend herself, make herself look like she wasn't all of those stereotypes he was calling her. And my thing was, if it was me, I have no problem with owning up to my real life, because it has made me into the wonderful woman I am. I don't give a fuck the pros and the cons of it. I own it all, okay? Yeah, I'm a baby mama. I'm a single mama, all that dumb shit you call us. And I have no problem with being that. And I have no problem with taking care of all my responsibilities, even down to my children's children, because guess what? That's what I chose to do. I mean, it never, like, it's nothing for us to be ashamed of or embarrassed or run away from, because at any time, me and any other woman could pick any bum out here in the world and just marry them, or get any man that's worth anything and marry them. You know how easy it is for a woman to get married? There are all types of men out here. All types. Not just the ones they want to, like, try to play up in the black world. That's not what I'm talking about. If you go on, what's the name of that website? One of my girlfriends the other day, she's a nut job. Y'all don't follow her, but she's still my girlfriend. Like, people, you gotta take people how they come. You gotta take the good with the bad. And this is a good woman, but she got a lot of self-esteem issues. Smart as fuck. Oh my God. Smart as fuck. That's one. Listen, she's on point when it comes to business, work, and all the things that she owns. But when it comes to her personal relationship, she's as dumb as a doornail, okay? But you know what? That doesn't take away from her beautiful humanity, right? I work with her hard on that, but you know how things go. You cannot force nobody to do nothing. They have to learn and change and do shit in their own time, right? So let me tell you. So her and I the other day, because we live in New York City, so it's starting to get warm. So we hanging out down by the pier in Manhattan now, not Brooklyn, because most times we go to the Brooklyn piers. Go to the Brooklyn piers because more black people with money that hang there. Personally, that's my choice. Her choice is the white people with money. Okay. So we hang with her today, so we do what she likes. So we down there, we eating outside restaurant, we drinking, and the restaurant's down there on the water. So now she's flirting with dudes coming off boats and shit like that, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck, he's white. That's not my shit, okay? That's her thing. Am I telling other black women to be like me? Hell no, because I'm not crazy. I know next to Indian men in this country, white men have a lot of fucking money. So if that's what you into and you could get one with little ducats in his pocket, be my guest, okay? Make him pay for taking care of you in every way. Am I right, Star? Let them know. So anyway, we down there, she's talking, and she goes, oh, I found another website. And I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, oh, a dating app and all this stuff. I'm like, why are you doing that? And so I think that shit is called, when I went to the app, I couldn't find the name, right? But I get some shit like coffee and bagels or some shit like that. So it's some dating website she was talking to me about. Now, you could clearly find this. You just go on the App Store and you search for apps that are for, like, people who are seriously interested in marriage or long-term relationship, whatever it is, right? So this is one of these apps where you actually have people on here where this app is only for people that want to get married, right? So she was telling me about it, and she had met this dude later on during the week from it. And so far, up until till today, presently, he seems to be a decent person, but I'm constantly warning her about red flags, not being so trusting with people because you really don't know who they are. But this is her deal, right? So I'm telling you all this to turn back around to the point of, if you do not have your stuff together in the end, as you're getting older, living this life, no matter what it is you're doing, how you're living, I'm not judging you. You're a black woman. In my opinion, you entitled to the whole fucking world and then some, okay? But if you don't have that financial cushion at the end of all the shit you're doing, whatever it is, you're going to suffer. So no matter what it is you're doing, make sure you always thinking about tomorrow, further down the line in your life, because that's important. Save money, save money, save money, hold money, hide money, because that's always going to be the thing to hold you down in life no matter what happens. You get fired tomorrow, you lose your home, you lose your car, you become disabled, whatever. Whenever you have a little bit of money put to the side, life becomes, guess what? That much easier to deal with whatever crisis we going through. I'm telling you. I'm gonna tell you something personal now. I told y'all I got fired with this mayor coming into office, right? Because he fired like 20, was it 25 of 2,500 of us? He fired from our jobs because we refused to take the COVID shot, right? All right. They took our pensions from us too. Marie said exactly. Thank you, Marie. So the rest of them, they was going crazy, right? We weren't even given no time to know that this dude was gonna just fire us like that and withhold our money. We didn't get no severance, we didn't get shit. You hear me? So those of us, like where we was investing, and it doesn't matter what type of investments, because even on my little bullshit Acorn app, I got like $12,000. So that ain't a lot of money, but it's something. It's better than nothing. And you can do stuff like that with Acorn, right? And so have Acorn, and then when I have the real platforms like my TD, Ameritrade, Merrill Lynch, Schwab, and shit like that, different story, right? We talking about real money, right? Because I've been investing, and this is the key, right? Not like I just took it out my pocket. Not like I just took it out my pocket yesterday. I've been putting money consistently, that's the key, in these places for years, over 20 years, okay? So it was not an issue for me to go, yo, I need to pay rent. I don't have a check this month because this bastard just fired us. So what did I have to do? Get on the phone with customer service to TD Ameritrade and tell them, I need to sell this value amount of stocks for a 6-month period. How long will that take? They tell you all that shit on the phone. You could do it yourself, but if you like me, lazy, you let them do it. So I told them how much I needed for that period of time. They said okay. They told me how long it would take. They told me the waiting period. Now, this is another thing y'all learn when you start investing. You can have money, lots of money, but it is never immediately available. There is a thing where as you pay into your account, there will be money available that you pay into, but the huge amount of your investment account, you're going to have to liquidate that shit to get it, right? So it took me, because of the amount of money I was asking for, a week. Usually takes 2 days. So I had to wait for a week. By the end of the week, when you go back to your account, you will see it say funds available for withdrawal. Me, because I have my accounts hooked up to my personal bank account, I just clicked it to be direct deposited. With that direct deposit, I kid you not, I paid 6 months rent straight away, and the rest of it I held for bills. And the way I did it during that time until I got the other job was I paid the bills to a minimum, not in full. I paid them shits to a minimum to keep everything on and to hold money in my pocket just in case I had another emergency and didn't want to go and have to get more money out of my accounts, because the whole point of those accounts is so that when I'm no longer working, I could live comfortably. I'm never going to say I'm going to live rich or wealthy, because I keep things practical. Like, I'm not a rich or wealthy person, but I do have a decent amount of earnings, right? So that's the way I like to talk about things. Not trying to be pretentious. N said, can I give a list of black women podcasts? Can I give Can I give? Oh, you mean can I give a list of the? Yeah. Give me time, and I could try to find a way to put them up on the community page or something, because I just started doing this like 2 days ago. Today's my third day, and no pun intended, but I started out with Ebony K. Williams podcast because of the whole scandal, right? So I started out with her, and from her, I branched out to all these other women that I found that I liked. Not necessarily the people that she was recommending, because what is that lady? Is something shot, no chaser. She's there. She's like Ebony's personal friend. I'm not feeling her vibe, because I'm gonna be real, right? She seems too male identified. I'm not with black, like the black women you gonna get from me. They're not talking about men. The black women you're going to get from me going to be talking about traveling. They're going to be talking about black women's men. Everything you're going to get from me. Yeah, sorry, and it's okay, typo. Don't worry about it. I do that all the time. And then also, too, like I use the voice record and the voice text, and that messes up all the time because it types this stuff for you, and it auto corrects and all this nonsense stuff you didn't even say. Don't worry about it. So anyway, everybody I'm going to put up, I'm going to give you fair warning. It's only about black women. I'm not that type of black woman. I could give two fucks about men in general. I mean that. I'm not playing with y'all. Like, most times when you see me in this world, you're going to see me solo dolo in it. I can't even rely on girlfriends no more, because it has gotten to that point, because I draw the line fucking with men when it comes to certain things, right? But they still doing it. So they will really front on me and stand me up and do fucked up things to me for the dude they dealing with. And I can't do nothing about that, because you can't make people over. So it is what it is. But I only gravitate, when it comes to like podcasts and shit like that, to women that's really about their business. She said, I recommended Flourish in the Foreign podcast for any black women that's interested in learning about black women's experiences in travel. I'll check that person out. But I'll honestly tell you, it ain't nothing to traveling. Okay, I do it all the fucking time. All right, I got a couple more weeks before I start jumping on planes again, because for those of y'all that didn't know, I had to wait for my back to heal up, because I got hit by a truck in December. So when you fucking battling lawsuits and shit like that, you can't be jumping on planes and doing shit where people go, oh, see, that bitch ain't hurt, she fronting. I can't do shit like that. So, now that I'm actually feeling better and I have my doctor's approval, I can start moving around, I will be doing it, He said, take me with you. I mean, and you got to understand, like, I belong to groups like that online. Like, there's a black women's travel group that I belong to. I have found them on, what did I find them on? I'm trying to think what group. I found a lot of places on different apps. But so with this black women travel group, right? And the black girl brunch, we travel around the country too. It's just different apps and shit, and I seek out things that black women do, meet up and all kinds of stuff, right? So it's nothing to it. Like, with the traveling, you just pick a place and freaking, maybe I have to do another video about Google flights. That's the easiest way to travel, and Google is amazing, okay? Personally, I have a favorite airline. If you want to fly cheap, don't be like me. You fly whatever airline is giving you the lowest ticket, because they all going to the same fucking destination. But I pick airlines from time to time. I used to have a thing for an American airline, then I dropped them, went to United, dropped United, now I'm on a Delta kick. I'll eventually drop Delta and be somewhere else too, but that's just how I do. You ain't got to do that. So you go to Google Flights, right? On Google Flights, you could use their search engine to find cheap flights, and also have Google continue to check for flights, like for you, cheap flights, like they do on Kayak, by putting in alerts. And you just set up like a Google email, and they will send this shit to your email. Like, you set it up how you want it, every week, every month, every couple, however you want it. They will send it to you. And my thing is, during the summertime, actually I missed my window because I was hurt, right? But in the wintertime is the best time to travel far distances. Like, if you're trying to go to Europe, Always go like mid-September, beginning of October. And when you start traveling like that, you go Google it online, which is the best times for the cheapest tickets for Europe, Africa, Asia, etc. It's always the same shit year after year, okay? Sometimes in the summer, this is the only exception to this rule. Sometimes in the summer, because usually the summer tickets are always higher, right? When people are not traveling as much. Remember when we first started to try to rebound out of COVID? Tickets was cheap as fuck. That's the reason why I had went to Paris that summer, because last summer, I'm talking about that summer, it was last summer, was because they was cheap. Tickets was cheap as fuck because nobody was flying like that. This summer, however, you might not be so lucky, but you never know, because there's also specials. There's also times when they run promotions, etc. Or they just trying to get up their passengers. Shit happens. And then recently there was the president talking about a new law they have coming out now, where the airlines are going to be held responsible to pay you money when they inconvenience you for canceling your flight and having you wait for like 2 days or more for a flight, right? So you got to go online and you got to find out about all of that. If I can remember, I'll try to put all that stuff up again onto my community page, because with the last channel, I had all that stuff up there. And sometimes I forget, because if I get like too aggravated with what black women are doing on YouTube, I'm like, fuck it, I ain't putting up nothing. But you gotta, like, if you're interested in this stuff, it is not hard, and you don't need people to tell you, child. How you think I learned? You just get on the internet and you check out. Like, how you, like, literally, how would I go from here to France, wherever you live, the cheapest way? What are the best airlines? Also, another place to like check out a lot to get like information on things that you didn't know about, that's out there for the public, that's not expensive and sometimes free, is Nerd Wallet. Like, if you go on nerdwallet.com, you can find out a lot about a lot of stuff. They give out a lot of information. It's like a consumer news type website. It's really good. So, but you could do that. You could, or just Google in all types of keywords and it'll talk to you about traveling. It'll talk to you about hotels, how to get the best ones for the least amount of money. And believe it or not, Travelocity is a great way to set up a good trip. I've done it 1,000 times. Like, Travelocity is pretty good. And I'll give you another hint that's really good. Like, try to do your best to get an American Express credit card, because when you travel with American Express, right? This happened to me when I went to St. Thomas, Virgin Islands, right? Because I traveled last summer. I also traveled to the American Islands for the first time in my life, right? I had never been to the American Islands. Always the Caribbean and shit like that. But anyway, I got into a bread and breakfast or some shit like, yeah, bed and breakfast. It was disgusting. When I tell you disgusting, like nasty, unkept, whatever, I'm like, I'm not staying here. So I had no idea. I learned this, like I'm telling you, trial and error. Call American Express. American Express is like, don't worry about it. We will cancel it. They will not get paid. Take your stuff, leave. We'll help you find another hotel. Go check in. That's it. You could do that type of shit with American Express. I don't know about other credit cards. You know what I'm saying? So I learned that much. So whenever I go somewhere and people giving me a hard time, I'm like, I'm not staying here. And they try to act shitty and stuff, like they're not going to give you your money back. Oh, think again, motherfucker, because American Express will not pay your ass. So I am leaving, and I'm leaving right now. And that's really how you get down. This summer, though, I got to tell you, I'm supposed to be going on I don't fuck with cruises. So even though my sister-in-law, this is the Korean woman I had showed y'all on the last channel, my nephew, my Korean nephew, when they went to Korea to visit her mom and stuff, they going to the Bahamas this summer. So this is coming up soon. It's in the middle of June. So I'm telling her, I'm not getting on no boat. I ain't fucking with that. But what I can do is I can fly there and meet y'all and then hang with y'all while you're there for that time. And then you leave, go, and you got to go, and then I'll come back home. But there's no way. I'm not fucking with no boats. I can't swim. I don't fuck with boats, okay? But all that type of stuff, and read travel books if you want to know stuff about traveling. And there's many black women on YouTube that dedicate their whole channel to traveling. Like, there's a black lady on here, I forget her name right now, but she does some of the very same things I'm talking to you about. She's going all over this world for damn near nothing. And I'm not talking about Mary Jane. It's another black lady. Like, she goes wherever the travel package, the cheap travel packages. And I mean, she's been to Prague and all types of shit. And I'm like, girl, you go travel. And if you join like a black women's traveling group, they'll teach you stuff too, but you got to get in it and just start doing it. Even starting out something small, and like, I don't know where you live. I'm gonna just make an example. You live here with me in New York City and you never been to Cali, right? You get on a plane, go to Cali. You know, if you go from New York to California, you talking about a 5 to 6 hour flight. Know that straight off the bat, because you got to go through a time zone. You know that California is 3 hours behind New York City. So you going to deal with that. And believe me, when you in the air, you going to feel that shit, okay? Because I went to Vegas, what was it, last winter, right? Just to go, because I do shit like that a lot. I just jump on a plane and go places. I'm fucking bored, tired of New York City, and tired of all the fucking people here with me that I know and don't know. They aggravate the shit out of me. So I went there. I was just hanging out, you know, fucking around or whatever. I met some people out there. I don't know if I'll ever see them again, but they were nice. But, you know, I was there for 2 days, just fucking around on the boardwalk. I had no actual plan. I was just there. I paid for a room, a nice room, nice view, walked around, ate, talked to people I didn't know, went to places I had never been, and I was good. I decompressed. I brought my ass home, got right back to the rat race. That's how I do. You could do the same shit. And it don't have to be like, and even if it is that, they have, it's warm down here, so you're going to hear that type of shit all the time. Like, I hate that shit, that reggaeton shit. I can't stand that shit. That is the worst shit ever, right? Why you fuck up reggae music putting it to that Spanish shit? Like, I'm sorry, I can't. I hate that fucking music. But that's all you hear down here. Except for real people that rock real Jamaican music and real reggae music. That shit sounds disgusting. It really does. But anyway, look, see? That's all the fuck you hear around here. Oh no, sorry, that's the original fucking clown music they always be playing. But anyway, let me get off that, because I know it's gonna be some Hispanic person. I don't give a fuck, because they're fucked up to black people down here. Don't let anybody tell you that they not. I know you got all these fucking liars on YouTube, like Ask Nathaniel and all the rest of them, trying to make it seem like black people and the Hispanic people live in fucking harmony in New York City. No, we don't. We cannot fucking stand each other, okay? That is the real deal. I hate them and they hate me. I just went to join another fucking gym today close to me, and I had to I took the pictures of the information and the motherfucker gonna try to get slick. Talk about, yeah, well, goodbye, thank you, right? I came back in, I said, are you talking shit as I walk out? I said, you better watch yourself, homie, okay? Then the white supervisor come. Oh, I'm sorry, man, what's the problem? I say, ain't no problem, your man about to be fucked up when he get ready to go home tonight. That's what the problem is. He think he could talk anyway. He want the people out here, but it's no thing for me to come back around here when you about to leave and fuck you up real quick. It's really that simple. I don't live that far. It ain't going to, it will not take that long. It will not, right? So he's like, oh no, ma'am, I don't mean all that. Like, yeah, you didn't mean that shit because you didn't know I was going to come back with that type of energy, because I'm not playing with your ass. But yeah, that's how they do down here. They talk mad shit because they're nasty motherfuckers that are cowards, right? Look at this stupid shit in front of me. Two dumbasses. But anyway, that's how they are, right? They talk mad shit because they really don't like you. That's number one. They be fronting all the time. And then the first time they can say some sly shit or slick shit out of their mouth, thinking that you're not going to react to them, they will try it, especially when you're a woman. They love to try to get slick with black women. And then when a black woman go upside their head, or like I said, come back, and they be standing outside with whatever, either they sons or whoever, or they just ready to put that foot in that ass, then it's like, oh, I didn't mean nothing about it. Now you didn't mean nothing. But all before you was Mr. Tough Guy, right? Because it's really like that down here. Believe me when I tell you. It really is. That's the reason why when that boy got killed on the train the other day, you seen 3 motherfuckers on one black dude because the white dude is prejudiced. The 2 fucking Hispanic dudes that was on the train was prejudiced, holding the black dude's hands down and all that shit. Because that's how they are. That's how, believe me, that's how they are. I do not have no fucking reason to lie to y'all. They get on my fucking nerves so bad that when I walk down the street, I'll be like, yo, move out my fucking way. And I really be serious about that shit. Cause I be waiting for one of them. Cause they always fucking with us. Always. You would think motherfuckers that come here and don't have shit and only here because black people in the past fought for immigration reform and all that bullshit against white people, they would be respectful to black people that fought for their rights and other black people's. They don't give a fuck. They just as anti-black as they want to be, racist, prejudiced, and all that shit, and they think they got a right to be. Believe me, they think they got a right to be. They really do. They be looking at you crazy and shit when you walk past them. You don't even be thinking about them. They rolling their eyes and shit at you, looking like they could kill you if they could get away with it. They're fucked up. Never believe the shit that you hear about, because they all full of shit down here. Don't ever believe that shit. Don't ever believe it. They are full of shit. They really are. Yeah, I'm sorry. I got all sidetracked getting all emotional about that, because I really can't stand them fucking people. They make me sick. They really do. The only time they smile is when they selling fucking food and shit on the street and they want you to buy some shit. Then it's like, oh, hola, mommy. Get the fuck out of here with that. Get out of here. Any other day you don't have nothing nice to say. Get the fuck out of here. Keep your shit to yourself. No thanks. Sorry, I just got real New York. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that, y'all. It's true though. I'm sorry, y'all. It just came out. I'm glad y'all understand, because I try to explain that to a couple of other people, a few other places I was outside of New York, and they be swearing to God I'm crazy. I'm like, yo, I'm trying to tell you, it is not what y'all think it is. It is not. Those people are nasty. Don't try to go for no job and they the supervisor. Oh, you not getting it, okay? Don't be no woman, no black woman. They give it to a black man because they think they're going to get some dick. But don't be no black woman. These bitches are more jealous of black women down here than white women. Believe me when I tell you, when I work, I got to work with white women and Hispanic women. I would deal with the white women all day versus them bitches. Because they constantly trying to undermine me, sabotage me and everything else to get like brownie points or shit points with the white woman so that they could fuck me over to the white lady. I'm like, yo, and don't let it be no white man supervisor. Oh my God. Then she trying to fuck the white supervisor so she can have control over the black women. I'm not kidding, y'all. This the type of shit that be going on down here. These bitches is bugged out. Those motherfuckers are bugged out. They love fucking with black people. They love it. So it's crazy. It's so crazy that I had a situation at one of the other companies I used to work with before I left. I had a fucking body cam on my clothes every day at work. And I was just waiting for them motherfuckers to start fucking with me. But I think one of the girls that I spoke to had told them, and so they would stop being assholes. She probably did. It never came back to me because I was leaving anyway. Like, I will be the one. And I'll tell you, as unprofessional as it is, because down here you can get a job anyway as long as you got the credentials. I walk right in there and go, fuck you and fuck you too. Bye. And I'm out. Fuck that shit. You got to give me what you owe me because it's part of the contract, so I don't give a fuck. You understand? And leave. But they do all that type of shit down here. Believe me when I tell you. You can't be no black woman and be good looking. But man, I'm 55. You let a black woman be in there 20-something, 30-something, 40-something with a bad fucking body, look good, and she know her shit, and she in her office, those bitches will walk by her office all day long fucking with her. I have seen it. And me, I'm the type of black woman, I don't never fear no power. Never. You can take my job, you can do all that shit. I'll survive, I'll find a way some motherfucking how. You ain't gonna control me like that with no fucking job. So when they be fucking with them girls, sorry if it's saying girls, fucking with those women, I'll wait till everything get ridiculous. Where the black woman think nobody got her back, nobody's on her side, and I come knock on the door. Excuse me. And then I go right into it. So all the shit I seen, send emails with fucking videotapes up. Yo, I was a motherfucker. I don't be playing. Because I know the liability in New York City. I know how if you catch these people with their pants down enough doing the wrong fucking thing, that's $1 million or more fucking lawsuit. So I do all that type of shit. And I ain't afraid to say it online or none of that. Fuck all of them. Know it. Because you will do right by me. Period. And that's what I'm saying, like with y'all, I want y'all to have the same attitude. You don't have to be as ruthless as me, because I have no problem getting an attorney and going to fucking war. I'm doing that shit right now. Believe me, with my current employer. They thought they was going to fuck me over. I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. So now, we dealing with that. You can't be like that. You can't. You got to hold people responsible, and you just can't let people do whatever the fuck they want to do to you. No. But yeah, that's how they get down here, y'all. Believe me. But I did promise Jay, and I will do it. I do keep my promises, however long it may take. So when I do start moving around and stuff, I'm not gonna do like before, like try to go live when I'm there, because last time I tried to do that in Louisiana, it was fucking horrible. Like the reception was trashity trash. So I'll just make the video and then upload it because it was crazy. And then I got in trouble because for those of y'all that don't know anything about Louisiana, right, it's music every fucking where you go, right? And I had to think about, I got to remember that next time. Everywhere you go is music. It's the home of jazz, American jazz, right? So I don't care where I'm at in Louisiana, it's music somewhere. So when I was walking through the streets trying to make the videos, I kept getting in trouble from YouTube because they kept hitting me with copyrights and pulling my shit down, and oh, it was crazy. And it was like the screen kept going black. It was ridiculous. So I said to avoid all that, wherever I go from now on, I make the video first and then upload it. I'm not going to be able to go live because even when I was in Jamaica last, I tried to go live there and the Wi-Fi was too weak. I couldn't. It's ridiculous. I don't know. So I said I just do the video, put the video up later. That's it. So that's what I'll do. Because I told Jay, when I had talked to Jay, when Jay did the live with me a couple of weeks ago, I told her from now on I'll do that. Because I'm getting ready to go back down there because there's a voodoo shop that I go to all the time to have them read my palm. So I'm going to go down there again coming up, like within next month. And because I have to get an appointment. So I have to get my appointment and then I'm going to go and I'll do a little video to show y'all. Because I really have to go. I like going to her. She makes me feel good, like spirit-wise. And she's a nice lady. Scary as fuck, but she's nice. I don't mean scary like voodoo scary. Don't be like that, because I'm used to that my whole life. But, I mean, like, she's no nonsense lady. She's not fucking around. But you'll find that out about, like, a lot of women from Louisiana. Even though I'm from New York, y'all, all my mamas and mamas before them are from some plantation in Louisiana. So if I'm a little bit extra fiery, it ain't because of New York City. Yes, because I live here, but truth be told, like all the women I come from are women that will blow your fucking back away with a fucking shotgun or slap the dog shit out of you and will not run from you. That's type black women I come from. So if I'm a little bit harsh, a little bit hard, don't be turned off by that. That's just, it's my fucking DNA. It's just what I'm made of. You know, the women I come from. And since I told y'all that before. I hold my women I come from with the highest esteem. Like, I don't care about my dad. I don't care about my grandfathers. None of that shit. Like, I care about my foremothers. Like, everything about them I love. I mean, everything. And I'm fortunate enough to come from black women that actually kept their history. And so I got to see what a lot of the women look like that died long before I was born. But because, y'all ever seen charcoal drawings of people back before the photograph and the camera and all that shit? They have pictures that old of people that was drew by hand with the charcoal. It's really nice. We have it all preserved and shit. It's really nice. It's really, my mom has it, but still, I was taught that stuff like when I was a little girl, and I was always taught to have pride in being love my blackness, my skin, and other women like me. So forgive me, because that's where I come from. I don't come from people from New York or North or South where we're taught to have a problem with other black women or hate the skin we're in. I was taught to love that shit, because I don't know if you know the history of my grandmother's and foremothers state, but Louisiana has always been the longest African heritage standing place in all of America. Like, it's the only place even to this day that has the most African influenced black people that you're ever going to encounter. I don't give a fuck how ignorant they are, how intelligent they are. Look at Ebony K. Williams. I just found out the other day she was from Louisiana. But I was like, with that grit, I should have known it. Because ain't nothing like the women from that place. And I'm not trying to boast, but I'm being real. Like, they just hardy fucking women. They got grit. They have self-pride that's like a motherfucker. And they love other black women. They're not saints or no shit like that, but they just love their blackness. They don't, and I think it's the Creole culture. Remember that, y'all. Creole is a culture, not a color of people. It's not a certain kind of people. It is a culture. Okay, remember that. And when you hear motherfuckers talking about Beyonce and all that bullshit, that is just what it is, bullshit. Now maybe that's the shit from Haiti. I can't speak on Haiti and their Creole culture because it ain't mine. But the American Creole, it ain't about your fucking skin tone and if your daddy was a Native American or a Spaniard or a Frenchman or a white man or a black man or African. It ain't about that. It's about the culture we come from that incorporates all that shit into making who we are. So know that. Know that clear, okay? So if her mama, I don't know their family, and frankly, I don't care because I don't like them. I'm not a Beyonce fan. I'm not with none of that worshiping light skin shit. That is just not who I am, right? So I don't do that. But I don't know their story, but I've heard many people try to refer to what I am as a type of people, and I have to battle people like, no, babe, that's not what it is. That's the culture we come from. It ain't about how we look. But people get shit twisted as they often do. And that's just how it is, right? But I say all these things now that I'm calm down 1,000%, right? Because I don't like to see black women end up fucked up. And if you keep listening to the silly shit on YouTube with the relationships, you're going to be fucked up. You got America gunning for you, and you got all these black males out here that really don't like you gunning for you too. Like, y'all really got to think about shit for a little while, right? Why was it such an insane backlash about what Ebony K. Williams had to say about her personal situation? She wasn't speaking for the collective of us. She was speaking for herself, right? But then outside of that, why did everybody assume that she was talking about black men that are underperforming? She never said that. But it was taken that way. Know why? Because it's a fucking reality. A reality that they feel like, not just the black males, everybody else in society, that black women are fucking supposed to be responsible for. I wish I had that clip to put in right now of what Ayanla or Rhonda Harris had to say about, what's that shit? Y'all remember she said that shit about who black women are in this society and how we're supposed to Damn, I had heard it twice today. It was ringing in my head earlier. Now I forgot verbatim. But the shit when she was saying something like who we are as black women and who they are, as if we are responsible for, once again, caping, coddling, right? And protecting these dudes as if we're not important, but yet they are, and they're the only thing we supposed to be living our lives for. She was actually saying that in that, but nobody, no, you notice that nobody focused on that, right? They didn't focus on her belittling black women to being the social babysitter and welfare caseworker for black men. No, no. They wanted to concentrate on Ebony saying she wouldn't date the bus driver, but she'd date the bus owner. Which is, my feelings are exactly the same way. I mean, just to be comical for a minute, like who the fuck would want to date a bus driver? They fucking dirty looking, they stink. They trying to shout out and talk to every woman that gets on the bus. They look like shit, and half the time they ain't shit. Who the fuck want to That was the craziest insult she could have ever gave to Ebony. I'm sorry. And I don't care if I get under the skin of the black women that was, oh, I'll date the bus driver. Go right the fuck ahead, okay? Let me move out your way. Go run to that shit, because he trash. Go and enjoy yourself. Go play in the mud. Go wallow with the swine, because that's what it is. Like, come on, stop playing, y'all. Y'all know y'all been on buses and you see this motherfucker so busy talking to women, he passing fucking red lights, not paying attention, honking at women crossing the street. I have seen all of this shit in New York City. I'm like, look at this motherfucker, supposed to be working, and he out here trying to mess with women, looking like a piece of shit himself, playing with women instead of doing his job. He got people on the bus about to fall down and fucking, you know how you stand up and holding on to the hand strap, everybody filled up the seat. He about ready to have people fly to the front of the bus because he worrying about some woman in a dress or somebody with too tight pants on. Like, get the fuck out of here. You want black women to be settling for that? You better get the fuck out of here with that. Please get out of here with that shit. Like, even some men that have money, you can't settle for them motherfuckers either. Some of them are crazy and bugged out. Because ultimately, black women, y'all gotta realize, right? All this shit is about control. If these motherfuckers feel like they can't control you, listen to what I mean by that. Not just the physical thing, because they all feel like that, right? But if they can't hold something over your head, like, bitch, you better do what I say because I got money. You better do what I say because I got you living in my penthouse. You better do what I say because you're living in my house. You driving my car. I'm being an asshole, but you, you get my point, right? The fuck out of here, man. I don't gotta live in your house. I don't gotta drive your car. I don't have to live in your shit. Fuck you. That's my sentiments. I mean, and I work to deserve it. I ain't fucking with you. Like, when I went to school, I took education seriously, okay? That's the reason why they always telling y'all education is not important, because they don't want you to be able to call your own shots, be your own shot caller. They want you to always have to ask somebody else's fucking permission to live. Not just the dudes, but a lot of these misguided, ignorant black women. Because a lot of them are not bad women. Don't think that. Remember I told y'all about my girlfriend? That lady would give any black woman the shirt off her back. I have seen her literally look at black women in bad positions, give them the phone number to somebody she knew that would hire them, right? Give them literally money. Give them this, give them that. However, she would give them the worst fucking advice when it comes to relationships. So that's why I'm saying they not all bad. They're just fucking misguided. Because they still have not learned the most valuable lesson in this life, is that no fucking man should come before you. You are number one. You are the most important person, not them. But they haven't learned that yet. And I'm not going to throw her away. I've been knowing her since like fucking high school. I'm not throwing her away. And for those of y'all who have heard me talk about her before, yes, I'm talking about Holly. Holly has been with me since, Holly is 2 years older than me, so I met Holly when I was a sophomore. And she was a junior getting ready to turn into a senior. Look at this fucking dude. This guy right here always fucking with me in the neighborhood, him with his family, always trying to come on to me. I should get out the car and be like, oh, you got a fucking wife and family, but you always asking me out? Does she know about this shit? I should do that shit to him. Yeah, fucking piece of shit. You see how they are? I tell you, even though I don't give him no play, I'm just looking at this motherfucker. He didn't even see me sitting in the car the whole fucking time. There's a grocery store exactly opposite where I'm parked, right? So he came out the grocery store with his family, and apparently they must live in one of these two co-ops over here, right? So he's going this way, so he's in one of those two buildings. There's only two buildings over there. So I'm looking at him the whole time, hoping he would see me, but he didn't see me. Yeah, I should have fucked with him. I should have beep beep. Hey, you still want to go? Ah. Oh, let me stop being nasty. But I'm saying, like, they grimy. They grimy, and they deserve all types of wicked shit to happen to them. But seriously, it is what it is, y'all. I feel better now. I have vented. I feel better. But seriously, y'all gotta look out for all this shit that's coming, because it's coming. Believe me when I tell you. It's coming. That 2030, they not fucking around with us. It's coming. You know, lately, as far as the AI shit goes, right? A couple of the main companies that have that AI stuff that was making money, they call like a truce currently for people to stop like coming out with their own versions of AI and stuff like that, because they're trying to go to the government now to make it where only a handful of people can control it and make the money of it off of it, which you know you knew it was coming, right? So now, while they're perfecting that, what they've been doing that I've been looking at on like BBC, y'all know British TV, right? Young Turks and what's that other one I watch? Al Jazeera, right? They have been turning out all of these like fully automated shops. So they got a couple of McDonald's throughout America that are fully automated, no people. And last week, I saw they had the barista robot, right? If y'all know a barista, it's just a fucking Spanish name for a coffee maker, right? So this coffee maker is a robot with two extended arms that when you go into Starbucks or whatever, it will make the coffee for you without you coming in. You place the order on the app, it will make the order for you, and all you do is drive and pick it up. So this is the shit that they've been doing while, you know, people are being segued or having their attention pulled to immigration issues, inflation issues, the mass shootings. They've been doing all this shit. Like, while you're looking over here like, God damn, this is a tragedy over here. Look what the fuck is happening over here. They're over here when your attention is this way, taking away the jobs of these people, putting in all this automated trash. And my thing is, do not be worried. Do not be worried, black women. You know what you do? And other women at this point who are watching, because, yo, they be up in the clouds like a motherfucker. I didn't even know they was doing that to me, right? I'm a type of person, I be all over YouTube. You never know I'm there because I be in the clouds too, right? But I was on somebody's channel one day, and they was talking about what I was talking about, and I was like, oh, y'all be over there listening, huh? White person. I didn't even know they knew who I was. So when I just said that just now, that should just let them know. I know y'all motherfuckers is out there. I know y'all be in here listening to everything black women talking about. Y'all need to mind your fucking business. You really do. You need to take your ass back to whatever you doing on your channel, right? And stay over there. And most importantly, you want to be nosy, you want to be in the fold, why don't you do the right fucking thing in life? When you need to vote for the collective welfare of women, you stupid white bitches, vote the right way. Vote for the welfare of all black women, Hispanics, and everybody else, and stop always thinking only about your fucking self. Because guess what? Whether you know it or not, you people are going to go extinct. You are going to lose control, because there has never been one dynasty, empire, or any fucking thing else in this world that has ever lasted forever. and you will not be the first one. Just know that shit. You're either going to leave because of the population growing and drowning you out, or you're going to leave by the evolution of man. Because you are a recessive people. You know that shit. You know that shit. That's why y'all stay playing these Roe versus Wade games and trying to play with people's fucking contraceptive and everything. You play all them type of games, but none of that shit is going to stop the inevitable. I shout out to all you motherfuckers in the cloud that be over here in people's business when you shouldn't be. Believe me, y'all. They be everywhere they not supposed to be. I got a bullshit TikTok really be over there. They be on that motherfucker like a, ooh, God. That's the best thing about TikTok, though. You go block them motherfuckers and they can never come back to your page. I be blocking people all day, and I'm not even using the channel. That's how they are. Y'all better know that shit. So, no, I'm not. So, y'all just know that, right? You know how that is. Like when you go on the TikTok and they got like a list of the people that newly subscribed to you or got some shit to say like that. Crazy. That's how they are. So just know it. And I'm happy to report that they're fucking going bald trying to wear our hairstyles, and I'm enjoying it. I really am. I saw last week 3 or 4 women on here talking about that, and I was laughing so hard I spit my juice out watching it. I was like, good for them. I don't know if y'all know Flower Tower. Yo, I love Rachel, right? It was on Rachel's page, Flower Tower, right? Rachel was as pro-black, all about black women as you could get, right? So she was showing this Hispanic woman that went to get what the fuck did she get in her head? Flux locks or some shit. Yo, please go watch that video if you want to laugh tonight. That shit was extremely funny. Her hair looked crazy, okay? And then she tried to blame it on the hairdresser. And it's like, can you stop? Stop it. Look, stop. You can't get mad with a hairdresser for the fact that your hair can't hold the style, yo. That's your DNA. Ain't got shit to do with the hairdresser. Yo, hold up, comment. Oh, you gotta see that that video was hilarious. Yeah, I saw a video that talked about black women's experiences, and there was a white woman that came in talking about something completely girl, and I seen a white woman talking about how black women, some about us with society, and I was like, when the fuck was you last or ever a black woman? Please let me know so that you can speak to our experience, something that you could never experience. How the fuck can you talk about something you can't never experience? This is the fucking entitlement that they have going on. They are crazy, man, please. But go watch that Flower Tower video. You're going to be on the floor, okay? And it's not even a comedic video. It's just the real life shit is that funny, right? Like, oh my God. Her hair looked like, it looked crazy. It looked like somebody tried to brush her shit with a Brillo pad. And it gives me great joy to see them look fucked up when they be trying to look like us. And you know what the insulting part was? This is to show you how they're fucking really mad, like seriously mad, like crazy. When you watch that video and you look and see how beautiful that black woman was and how that hairstyle looked on that sister, right? And for this pale skinned, thin haired chick to think that her busted shit could ever look as good as that black woman was something that would make you look at her and go, why the fuck would you ever think that you could look like that black woman? Why would you think that? Because they think they're so much better because the world has told them that. That real life has to often show them that you cannot fuck with black women on any level when it comes to anything. Now, you can't fuck with their skin. Their skin is too strong. You can't fuck with their genetics. Our genetics is too good. Look at me, yo. I'm more 60 than I am 50. I don't look like no white woman that's 60, Hispanic woman that's 60, Asian or otherwise. They cannot fuck with us. When it comes to our bodies, they really think that the things we do to ourselves, they could actually imitate. And it's like, you're not even built like us. Why would you even think that? But they do. So when you see that video, you will be dying harder than I was, because that black woman was gorgeous. When I tell you drop that gorgeous, a regular sister, everyday sister, but they took the picture of her hairstyle and her makeup and how she had her earrings and on and everything to use her photo as like the advertisement for the hairstyle. This woman looked at that woman, this Hispanic woman looked at that black woman, and her hairstyle was like, oh, make me look like her. I could not stop laughing, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm still trying to control myself. Because every time I think about how she looked at the end, yo, when it was unraveled out and looking crazy, I'd be like literally screaming, busting your ears off, so I have to control myself. But it was funny as fuck, because I'm like, why don't they get it? It is so common sense. Like, you don't have any of the hair textures we have. You don't have any of the skin colors we have. You don't even have the thickness of our body. And I'm not saying like we thick like guys be talking about. I'm talking about if you ever touch your skin, right? Really touch your skin and feel the strength in that shit. And then touch somebody else's skin that's not like us. You will literally feel the difference. I'm not kidding. Like, here's something I'm going to say that's truly nasty, but it's a fact, right? I've slept with other men besides black men. Their dicks don't get as hard as black men do. And it's really a fact. I don't give a fuck what you say. It's the truth. All right, it is what it is. They get hard, but they shit is not rock hard like how black dudes get. It is what it is. Right? I'm not saying that they can't lay pipe as good, because a lot of them can, you know. They cunnilingus skills is out of this fucking world. But besides that, it's a reality. Like, it's not the same thing. So for her to think she was going to be able to pull that off, it is a real level of madness and a real level of thinking I'm superior when they are really not. It's really crazy. Sorry, y'all, I don't need to be sounding like a pig. It's the allergies, like high pollen count. So I'm over here choking to breathe and shit. Like, I apologize. And it is what it is, right? But you acting crazy like that. Like an Indian woman, she just stared me down crossing the crosswalk in front of me. But I don't really have no problems with them. One thing about them and Arabic women, they either truly racially prejudiced or they cool as fuck. They only come one or two ways. There's no in between with them. If they don't like you, you're going to know that shit right off the bat. They're going to show you all that ridiculous shit and how they feel about you instantaneously. But if they majorly cool and they not with that shit, and if they Muslim, they really about doing the right thing and shit like that, they cool as fuck, right? I got an Indian sister-in-law too, Jessie. She's really from India, from the South. She's, what do they call her? Sorry, I forget right now. I'm not into all the foreign countries, but she's from southern India. I forget where. But anyway, she's darker than me, right? Really, really straight hair, but Jessie is really beautiful and got a bad body. I was like, and I be messing with her sometimes. I'll be like, see, right after black women come Indian women. She be like, shut up. I say, yeah, see, you bad, but you ain't as bad as me. I be fucking with her all the time. I love my Jessie, but it's true. They all be fronting, right? Because I told all of them, because I have 3 brothers, so one has an Indian wife, another one has a Korean wife, and my last brother, he has a Japanese wife, right? That's not by my doing. Y'all don't get on my ass about that. That's them being black males in America with all they fucking insecurities and issues and shit like that. It happens. They're fucked up. They just a different breed from black women because they just like that. And she laughing. I'm glad you laughing because it's real though, right? But my Jesse not cool though. Jen is cool too. Jen is the only one that will go on the camera and play with me with y'all. Jessie, she a punk. She ain't gonna do it. No, I don't want black women hate me. Oh yeah, she's crazy. She thinks that. So she told me the other day, right? I said, come on, talk to me with the women. No, I don't want black women to attack me. I'm like, stop with that bullshit. She really thinks that shit. And you know why she thinks that shit? Because my brother be telling her that. He tells her shit like that against us. And I'm like, you stupid, you believe him, but that's your bedfellow. So if you want to believe you're a man, you go ahead and believe you're a man. But even though she's stupid, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. She gonna see this video and be like cussing me out in the kitchen. You call me stupid? Yeah, I did. Because only stupid women give a fuck about what men say over other women. What can I tell you? But that's how she is, though. Jin is not like that. That Asian woman that Korean woman is not like that. She's the most ballsiest motherfucker I ever met in my life. You think I'm something? Wait till y'all get a load of her ass. She is a character. Let me tell you something. She's funny because she's an Asian woman has been fucked over by a black man. So, oh my God, let her start going off on black men. Y'all will be rolling. Y'all hear me? She will cuss and her accent will have you screaming, okay? She's fucking funny. I'm gonna try to get her to come on with me. Because we supposed to be going to Bahamas, but I still want to get her to talk. So y'all can see her. She's crazy. she's fucking hilarious. But she's real. Let me tell you why she's real. Let me tell you something about her. She tells the truth about everybody, even her own people, other people, right? Now, she's from Korea, right? Now, she took my nephew home on the last channel I had showed y'all. She had sent me a picture of them on the train in Korea, right? Well, her mom. None of these people speak English, so they never going to be able to talk to us, right? And I don't speak Korean. I can only speak like to the mom with Heejin, or I use like this app and shit on Google that translate in real time. Anyway, so we was talking about a lot of things, right? Because she talks openly to me about her relationship that went bad with my brother, right? So anyway, she was talking about why they so fucked up and etc. etc. But then she said, you know what the worst part about everything is, Stephanie? I said, what? She said, if I wanted to leave this country, she was like, I can't even go back to my own country with my half-black son. And I was like, why? She said, because they believe what white people tell them so much. Now, this is this woman saying this. I'm not making up none of this shit. I swear to you, right? She was like, they believe everything white people tell them about black people. And it's true, right? Because, like, if you ever go to Korea, because I have another cousin, Sherry. Her and her husband, he's in the Marines, I think. One of them shits. Marines or Army, I think Marines. They live in Seoul, right? Sherry's been living in Seoul for like 12 years or whatever. She loves it. She was telling me about the places that do not allow black people. How, like, when her husband was looking for a job, outside of the jobs they give you from the military and shit, he's trying to find a private job. Because they live on base, right? The advertisement was literally saying, white people only, no black people apply. It was literally saying shit like that. So when Heejin is like telling me the reason why she could never take her half-black son back home, even though her mother's getting old, she probably might pass away soon and shit like this. And this lady is a G. When I tell you a G, like, this is an Asian woman. Heejin's father was a terrible womanizer, used to cheat on her mother, beat on her mother, all that shit. This lady went to school. She got a good job. She got several degrees. She bought a house for every one of her daughters. She only had girls, though. So she bought 3 girls. She had bought a house for every one of her daughters in their country. Because, you know, in other places, people live a lot better, a lot differently than we live here, right? So 2 of her sisters lived there. One of them moved here and lives in Seattle now. But she still got her place there. The family take care of it. Her sister lived here in Seattle. They own a supermarket. So anyway, get back to the point. She was talking about how her sister that lives here, she don't really like to take him around them either because they frequent around a lot of white people. So Heejin, because of her culture and stuff, she's not a person that would just come out and be like a black person. Like, don't say shit about my son. Fuck you. Da 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 da. Right? She will sit there, stomach all that insulting shit, and then get on the phone with me and call them every fucking name in the book. And I'm like, yo, you gotta learn to stick up for yourself. Slap a motherfucker in their face if you got to. You ain't gonna never see him again. Fuck him. Get on the plane, be out, right? She's like, oh, you crazy? You gonna get me arrested? I'm like, no, I'm serious. If these people feel bold enough to disrespect you in your sister's house, slap the shit out of them. Break out. That's all. You don't worry about it. What up, Latif? That's, it's my son. He's like, hey, what's up? I'm trying to get a spot. So anyway, um, um, see, I see my son. I got happy. I lost my train of thought. Oh yes. Anyway, she get upset. She can talk to me, but she can't talk to them. Then she goes on to talk to me about her frustrations of why she cannot bring her son home because people only see the black. Even though if you see when you see this boy, because I will show you him again, right? Trying to show him in real time. He's autistic, right? But he looks like a black Asian person. You can see the shit all over him, right? But they only see black. Even though his mother is standing right in front of them, Asian as the day is long, they will look past her, disrespect her just to insult her son. That's the type of shit she really cannot get along with. She cannot stomach that shit. So she said that's why she can never take him home. Because she know if he went to school, they would be harassing him and bothering him all day. He would only be safe around family. And she said nobody should live like that. And I agree. But that's the realities of shit, women, in this life. So, all those type of things, we got to think about all that whenever we make our moves with how we want to do things in life and who we do it with, because it's important. And it ultimately, will impact us one way or the other. Please, I could talk to y'all for days about my niece. But her redneck father, she's getting big now. She's like in high school, so now we getting a new relationship, right? Now I'm the auntie she likes to hang out with and talk to all the time and everything. And I'm like, oh, Cheyenne, thank you, baby girl. But she's awkward, and because she lives in Kentucky, if y'all ever been to Kentucky, you know that they don't give my niece a very nice time. They don't. They're very prejudiced out there, and she don't have no problem with the black people. It's just whenever she goes around white people, they have a problem with her because she's not one of those type of little girls that look white that want to pretend like she's not black. So when they say shit to her around her about black people, they think she's gonna laugh about because she don't look like me, and she tells them, well, that shit is not funny because I'm black. Then their face is like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. And then it's like they hold a resentment towards her because she doesn't allow them to talk shit about us around her. Compliments of my sister. I told my sister she did a great job in doing that. Because my grandkids look black with light faces. There's no denying them, right? But my niece, not so much. She actually looked like she could pass for a white girl. And all of that is stuff you got to take into consideration too, because she has lots of issues with her identity and everything else because of her father's family. Homie got shorts on outside. It ain't even that hot like that. Look at my child. Crazy as hell. It's hot. It's hot, huh? It's hot, huh? Shorts and shit. No shirt. Oh. Yeah, you got off work, huh? Looking crazy out here, all right. Oh. Oh my goodness. Y'all gonna see it's fun. Watch that lady, Latif. Watch that woman. Okay, good job. When your kids get older, like he lives in Bayside, so he comes to see me all the time because he don't live but like 15 minutes from me. And my daughter actually lives around the corner, and my son lives 3 blocks away, my other son. So these people are always over here with me. Now he's going to go in my house and start fucking using my electricity. It's what they do. But that's life. I wouldn't have it no other way. I love my kids. I really do. Look at these dudes right here. What they doing? Oh, that's another thing down here. Like everybody has like mopeds and electric bikes because everybody uses those things to go to work and to do like Instagram, what is all that other stuff? Y'all know what I'm talking about, like delivery jobs and stuff. So they have these scooters like this, like the little scooters you used to use where you push with your foot, but they stand on them now and they motorize and they run. They do that. They have all that type of stuff down here. All these people with the helmets making deliveries everywhere. You got to watch your step in the streets down here. But I was thinking of getting one. To change the subject for a minute, I was thinking of getting an electric bike just to drive around in the summer, because just to do shit. And then maybe, oh, you know what? That might be something to do, because then I could tie Naya's leash to one of the handlebars and take her to. We have this big park in Queens. If y'all ever come to New York City, called Flushing Meadow Park, right? You can go over there. It's accessible from any part of Queens, less than 45 minutes, right? It has everything in that park. It has a skating rink, tennis court, playgrounds, old swimming pools that closed up. Doing a live science. You want to say hi to women? Okay, all right. Um, Science museum. What else? What else they got over there? They have a Legoland thing for the children. Y'all remember the movie Men in Black? Y'all remember when they was in Queens and they went to the World's Fair and you had that big world thing? That's a restaurant. Terrace on the Park, that's really still there today, and it's really still, I think it's still active. That's there too. There's a whole lot of stuff over there. The tennis court, the Arthur Ashe and all the rest of them. Like when you see people coming here for the U.S. Open, all of that is in Flushing Meadow Park. So if you ever come here and you want to just like go to a park that has like 1,000 things that you've seen in New York City, that's the place to go. And there's a park like that for every borough. Like Brooklyn's park is called Prospect Park. The big park like that in the Bronx is called Crotona Park. So I did Queens, Brooklyn, and the Bronx. When you go to Manhattan, of course, everybody knows Central Park. That shit is dangerous. Don't let nobody tell you otherwise. What's going on? What's happening? Oh, summertime, little kids acting stupid, little teenage kids. Excuse me, y'all. I belched. Excuse me. What did I get up to? Crotona Park in the Bronx, Central Park in Manhattan. Sorry, y'all. I'm not a Staten Island person. I have no idea what the Staten Island Park is, but I can tell you this. Staten Island is no borough to sleep on. Just because it's not as close as the other 4 boroughs, that's a nice place to go. If you like wide areas, Staten Island is your place. If you like, what else Staten Island got? It has other little islands you could go to. Like when you go to Staten Island and you come back over the bridge, you could go to places like Roosevelt Island. What's that other island over there? Ward's Island. It's a couple of them, right? And a lot of these places in the summertime, they have like live concerts, free concerts. So, you know, it's lots of shit to do here. But what I suggest to y'all, if y'all want to come here, go to the local store or online, the New York City Guide, like what you could do in New York City or New York State, because it's a difference, right? You go upstate, they got lots of shit up there. Like, it's real spacious up there. So it's a lot of water stuff, a lot of water activities, horseback riding, mountain climbing, kayaking, all that stuff upstate, right? That spongy thing, you know, like when you fall and you on that huge rubber band and they jump you up and down, you can do that. You can do that gliding thing. Because when I was living upstate for like 2 months with my job as a parole officer in Rensselaer, I did that. I did that upstate. I did that thing where you glide. And I was living in a hotel up there for 2 months, right? So the hotel I was living in, where did that light come from? Oh, the street light came on. I thought it was the car light. So I was living in a hotel up there. So they in the hotel, because it's, you know, tourism or whatever, they had like these little magazines and telling you all the stuff you could do in the local area. So I had never kayaked in my life. I did it up there. I did that glide thing. That's the scariest shit I ever did in my life. I will never do that again, okay? It feels like you're literally gonna fall and die. Like, they got you hooked up. You have a harness on your body. It's like a huge cable that goes from one point to another. You're all geared up, but you still feel like when you sliding down that shit, like you free falling, want to crash and burn and break into a million pieces. I was like so scared. My hands were shaking. My I don't have high blood pressure, but I could have got it that day immediately. I really felt like I was gonna have a heart attack. I was so scared, right? First off, shit is moving so fast, right? Y'all think it looks slow when you see people slide and descend because it's like you seeing them go down the trajectory. Try that shit yourself. Woo, Jesus Christ. For like a couple of seconds, I couldn't breathe because the wind was coming fast, right? And I was like getting hyper and excited and upset, anxiety. I had to like chill out and literally breathe through my mouth because I could not breathe through my nose because I was so panicky, right? When I got to the end of the slide, the man had to literally slow me down. Like they wrench you in, but he had to slow me down way before I got to him because he could see me bugging out, right? He saw me panicking. My legs are flailing. My arms are flailing. He's like, this lady is crazy. Let me push. She fucking shit. Let me call. Right? So he slowed me down. He pulled me in. I got on the little platform thing they got. He unhooked me and stuff. My legs and knees were like all shaky, literally. Like I could barely walk. I was still that scared, right? I walked down the steps and stuff, holding on to the band and stuff for like dear life. I swear to God. When I got to the end, the other, my classmates and stuff, they like, you all right, Steph? I was like, listen, I am so scared right now. It's crazy. I don't know what possessed me to do that. I'm not doing that again. I just was so scared. That shit has scared the shit out of me. I never knew that would happen to me. So now I know I could never go like skydiving or none of that shit because I literally froze. Like that was crazy. Like the feeling was like I guess that was a control thing, right? Because I had literally no control, but flying down that damn wire cord, whatever the hell it is, listen, I felt like the whole earth had fell out from underneath me. I was like, oh no, oh no, oh no. And I never stopped screaming from one end to the next. I ain't stopped screaming until the man was like pulling me and taking the things or taking the harness and shit off of me. I was going crazy. Man, I was a shivering bitch that day. I was so scared. I was like, oh my God. Yeah, but I did that. Now, the kayak, I wasn't that scary. Like, you put your vest on and all this stuff, but you know me, I had to be extra. I actually had a whole suit, right? I had the pants and everything, the blow up pants. Did y'all know they made those? Ah, they do. So I had the blow up pants on, I had the vest, and I'm good. So I was good. And water was choppy, jumping us all around, flipped a couple of us, but it was still fun. And I had a good time. That's something that I don't think I would do on a regular either, but it was fun to do it that day. The weather wasn't that bad because normally up there the weather is horrible, okay? But let me tell y'all something. For those of you who have never done it yet, the suits that you got to get in a suit, right? I had gotten a diver suit. I don't know what the hell the other people was wearing. I think a lot of the rest of them was in a surfer suit, but I was smart enough to know a diver suit is more denser, right? So I got in the diver suit, and I was heavy. It makes you feel heavy, but you can still move, right? But I got in that and then put the float things on. It was fun. And it keeps you warm too. That's another thing I forgot to mention because I'm a person about warmth, right? So before we did that, I had went to Walmart because they have Walmarts like crazy up there because it's like Hick City, right? So anyway, when you go to the Walmart section, they have like all this camping shit. So they had these adhesive heating pads, right? So I'm not stupid. I've been to many Caribbean places before, water snorkeling, etc. So that shit was nothing to me, right? But I know that once you're in the water, no matter wherever you are, your body's temperature drops a little bit, right? So I went and I had got like a whole bunch of these adhesive heating pads and I put one here, one on the upper part of my chest, one on my stomach, one on the upper part of my back, one on the lower part of my back, both thighs and the calves, right? I should have did it for my feet because my feet was cold as fuck when I got out that water. But I know that for if ever I do it again. But anyway, my body was good. Because once that heat starts radiating inside your suit and you good and you in the cold water, you feel good, right? You don't feel all that chill and all that harshness of the cold that normally comes, right? So I was good. And people was like, well, why are you so comfortable? I said, shit, I got my heat pads on. And they were like, oh, you wrong for that. You should have told the rest of us. And I'm like, well, you didn't ask, and I didn't think to tell you. I think y'all live up here. You know about this shit more than me. You should have been doing that. So anyway, that was fun too, y'all. So that's just one of the types of things I tried and did, and I want y'all to do the same shit. Enjoy yourself and come to New York City. Don't let me scare you. We ignorant down here, but we very nice too. Believe me. Um, a lot of people down here are nice, very nice. Like, you see how long I've been sitting in this car talking to y'all, just sitting here because I didn't have shit else to do this evening, so I felt like, let me just play in the car, right? Um, People are cool. A lot of these people I know, so they just see me and keep on going because they know it's me. Like, a lot of them, when I've seen their children grow up, they've seen mine, they know me. They don't pay me no mind. I don't pay them no mind. They cool. And if y'all do come to New York City, do something outside of fucking Manhattan. I really hate that. Like, I saw Mary Jane's video the other day. Now, she, you know, I cussed out about it too. I told her that shit in the comments. She's from New York. Did y'all know that? She's from New York and New Jersey. But anyway, she be all over the world, all this shit, right? So she did a video where she was like, in New York City for 15 minutes, it's the worst city in the world. It sucks, right? So when she had made that video, it was funny. I was like, I wish I was there. I would have did the same thing. It was a dude on the street that was like, to get the hell out there. I was like, yeah, that's right, tell her, right? So when you watch the video, you can hear the dude faintly say it, but she says to her brother, like, who was taking the video, she go, look, that dude heard me say that. He didn't appreciate it because she wanted to act like, I heard the dude tell her, get the hell out there. This shit was funny. I was dying. I was like, listen, that's really how they are here too. It's funny. But they still cool people. You'll have fun. Like, you could come here and go to movie theater. Look, you come here and run into me, right? I always go to Jamaica Multiplex Theater on Jamaica Avenue. That's my shit. I love that theater, right? It's extremely ignorant. It's a type of movie theater where the black people yell at the screen, talk to the screen throughout the whole movie. They fight with each other. And, shut the fuck up. No, you shut the fuck up. It's beautiful. It's hilarious to me, right? Oh, yeah, I remember the funniest shit. I forget the name of that movie. Was it Insidious or something? Y'all remember the one with the little boy that he could have out-of-body experiences, right? And his mom could do the same thing, and the father, so they had to get the lady Clarice to help them, right? Was it Clarice? I think that was her name. Listen, I forget. All right, but anyway, when I went to see it that time when it came out the movies, this is the funniest shit ever. It was a baby there, and the baby was scared, so the baby was crying, right? So everybody in the movie theater was yelling at the parents, would you get that baby out of here? You know this is a horror movie. What are you bringing baby to a horror movie for? That's why the baby's crying. Shit was hilarious. It was so funny, and the parents was trying to defend themselves like, no, it's not that. The baby was sleeping. It was just the noise. And they was like, take them out the movies. It was hilarious. It was just funny. The way I'm telling it is nowhere close to the actual events, but it was funny because it just shows you like how the character of the people are down here. Like, they were like in the movie. It wasn't like they wanted the people to leave just because they wanted them to leave. They were concerned over the fact that the parents were exposing the baby to the loudness and the horror of the film, making the baby cry and be uncomfortable. So people were just like, they get instantaneously frustrated. I do it too. Like, it's just part of the culture down here. So don't ever take it personally when you come, right? People will flip like this because it's just part of who we are, right? It's part of the fact that, seriously, y'all, check out what I'm saying. You live in a fast-paced climate. Everything here, we're made to rush. We never allowed to take it easy, go slow. That's why you see me have like the crazy emotional venting moments like I had earlier when I started the video, right? Because it's the culture here, right? No matter how hard you try to control yourself with it, yoga, meditation, whatever, it's going to get you because it's all around you 24 hours a day, right? So that's what we do. And so that's why you can have somebody cuss each other out and then be cool the next 2 seconds afterwards because you got to get the shit off your chest. Once you get off your chest, now I feel good. I have got that shit off me. I'm all right now. What else was we talking about? It happens down here a lot. It's just it is what it is, right? So just know that. So you don't be, culture shocked too much. And people are gonna push you. Get out of my way. Hurry up. You too fucking slow. Move faster. That's part of it down here. And they don't mean it personally. It's just they got shit to do. They got places to be. And time is money down here. So people are fucking rude. And a lot of times they don't be rude too, but it is what it is. So just so y'all know. But it is a great place to come and visit. Even live, shit, why the fuck not? I enjoy it. You see me, I have fun all the time. Come. I mean, and it's an expensive place, but believe me, if you get the right job or you get 1 or 2 jobs, you can make it. I can make it, you can make it. It's all right. You ain't gonna die. And it ain't gonna be no shit where you struggling hand to mouth because everywhere here has places that are just beyond belief where you like, no, you really think I'm paying that shit? You crazy, I'm not, right? And then there's places where it's like, damn, that's very affordable. And then other places where it's like, okay, I can manage that, that's acceptable. That's how it is here for real. It's not never a place where it's like summertime, right? I mean, it's starting to get warm, so you're going to have that everywhere. Everybody out in what is that, a Hummer? Yeah, that he's driving a Hummer, bumping that shit, whatever that is. I don't fuck with none of that type of music. I don't like it. It's not only misogynistic, not that crazy shit y'all be saying, misogynoir. That shit be driving me crazy every time I hear that shit. I'm like, yo, les misogynoir. It's not no fucking misogynoir. I be like going crazy, but I can't. But I gotta let it go, right? But anyway, that drives me crazy. When you speak French and you hear French fucked up, it's like, oh, Jesus Christ. It's like hearing somebody talk horribly when they speak English. It's like, ah! It's the same thing. But anyway, yeah. It's nice though. Come visit, come visit. Come visit, come live. Come hang out with Steph. Come hang out with Steph. I'm telling you, come visit. It's easy too. I told y'all before, right? You want to come here, you want to learn anything about here before you get here, we got a lovely, state website, nyc.gov, period. In a nutshell, newyorkcity.gov, nyc.gov. You go on there, you can apply for jobs, you can apply for college, you can apply for housing, you can apply for whatever the fuck you want. You want a grant? You're an art student? Go on there. You want to find the few colleges that we have here that are absolutely free for art students? Go on there. You want to, what else am I talking about? Let me hit some lights. Do what you want to do. Find everything on there. You really can. You want to find those parks I was talking about? Statistics y'all like to play with all the time? There you go. You can do all that. Do all of that. But seriously, if you want to come here and you want to make good money, I'm going to tell y'all a secret. I'll tell y'all how to do it. Apply for the city, state, and federal jobs that work for downstate New York, which is New York City, and you'll be good. Let's say, let me turn the car on for a little while, because I don't want the lights to start fucking with my battery. If you get a job before you come here, right? You can come here. We have extended stay hotels everywhere. We have a lot, and believe me, even though it's New York City and it's crowded, we got everything like everybody else. And you walk by them every day. You don't even pay attention to them. Like I was telling y'all about the movie theater I go to on Jamaica Avenue. Well, how many blocks up from Jamaica Avenue? Jamaica Avenue is at 89th and then Hillside. It's Hillside. It's like 2 blocks up from the movie theater. There's a Hilton extended stay. Like, it's right there on Hillside Avenue. If y'all ever been, well, those of us that live here, it's Hillside Avenue, y'all, right not far from Merritt Boulevard. There's a extended stay Hilton hotel there. And for people that have that membership through the Hilton hotels and stuff like that, or those other little, what do they call them, choice hotels? Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's like the Holiday Inn, the other one in. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's a couple of them, because I see them on Travelocity all the time and stuff like that. But they have programs in New York City for their members. Like, if you're a member with those hotel chains, when you come here and you stay in those hotels, you can stay in those extended stays like at a certain discount rate or something like that. So look into all that shit. And then if you want to go live like on Long Island, out in Nassau County, I wouldn't suggest Suffolk, and I'm going to tell you why. It has nothing to do with anything. It's just that it's further away from New York City. Like, let's put it like this. If Nassau is an hour away, I'm just making up random numbers because it can be longer or shorter. Suffolk County is like 3 hours away. It's way further, right? So you got to think about that. If you're going to live there and commute for work, or live there and commute for school, or whatever you're going to do, you need to know that if you're thinking about doing that. But if you live out there, it has its benefits too, because you know how everybody's talking about buying homes and stuff like that? Well, let me tell y'all a little secret. The FDA, right? The food people, and what is that? Sally Mae and Freddie Mac and all of them. Well, they have houses that they own and that are in really like far out rural places and parts of New York that most people don't want to live in, where you can actually get a loan to buy a home out there. And you know how a lot of other states have those programs where if you move there, they pay you to live there? They have that shit here too. So you need to look into all of that and look into the rural home ownership. If you are a veteran or military of any kind, they have housing programs here, like what's that shit with the soldiers? Heroes. Damn, what's that shit called? I could just remember the last part. Heroes. Is it something before it? Look it up on Google, because I can't remember the first part. But it's something Heroes, right? It is a housing program in New York State. It's all over the country, but a housing programs for military people and law enforcement. I would know that because I had got a house before that through the what was it called back in the days? Something neighbor program. I forget. But it was a program when I was a cop. That's how I got my first house, right? There was a program for us where if we had bought our first home, or if we went to go live in the projects, they would give us, like, if you lived in the projects, they would give you like 50% off on your rent. If you bought a house, they would give you like, what was it, 50% off the down payment or something like that. It was something like that, but it was years ago. I'm talking about like in the 1990s. So that program had been upgraded to that Heroes program I'm talking to you about. I'm gonna find out and put that shit up on the community page. But all that stuff is here. So if y'all go to my woman's page, that I love her, Rashida Hill, right? She is everything real estate in Atlanta. She moved down there. I think she was from either up here or somewhere else in the Northeast, somewhere. But she's really good. And she has all those information programs on her channel. Her name is Shahida Hill, right? Y'all look out for her. I'll put her up on the community page too. Shahida, she helped me out a lot, right? With a lot of stuff. She talks about everything, not just houses. She talks about condos, condominiums, she does everything. My shit is townhouses. Like, I like that. So, oh, that's another thing. New York City, if you come here, you have the townhouses are great here. You can have them either inside of buildings or standing alone. Like, they have duplexes inside of big ass buildings. That is the coolest shit in the world, right? I like, those are my personal favorites. But here in Queens, we got some nice ones that stand alone outside. So, but anyway, that's what I'm looking into next. But I have not forgotten about the Boxable thing I told y'all about. I really have not. I'm on the list. Apparently, there are quite a few people ahead of me. When I say quite a few people, I'm talking about a fucking few thousand. I was like, get the fuck out of here. How long is the list? But I'm still chilling. I'm not going to get excited. But I was like, that shit did push me back. I'm like, God damn. I was thinking like a few hundred people. Motherfuckers talking about 1,000. I was like, 1,000? What? You know, I had to calm down. Like, the what? He started chuckling on the other end. And I'm like, God, I was saying to myself, what the fuck? That, like, you talking about a whole, like, year or more wait. You talking about 1,000 something. Like, God damn. But anyway, I'm still happy I have the opportunity, right? So I'm still doing that. I haven't given up on anything I told y'all I was doing. And I hope y'all are doing the same, right? Because that shit is, think about that now. Y'all, I'm going to put something on y'all, right? You get $7,000 per immigrant that you house or you take in. I mean, you could go start up an organization that teaches them, I don't know, English, whatever it is, where you live, how to look for jobs, do a fucking resume. I don't know. Come up with some shit, right? Get an organization and have them come sit there for 2 hours a day. Who cares, right? That's $7,000 a fucking person. Do y'all hear me, right? So you could do that. You could also come up with things that help them out with their immigration or whatever else. Who knows? Help them find places to stay wherever you live. Or come up with something. Put it together, get it approved, and then get your money, right? And also, if you have a backyard, I don't have one anymore. I'm going to get one again. But if you have a big ass backyard or a big ass front yard where it's not going to like cause you problems with your home ownership or whatever it is that you got going on, if you belong to that or not, right? Get those small houses or get those casitas or those boxables, put that shit on your land and get the contract with the government and get that money for these fucking people that are coming in here that they're going to use to take advantage of you and to take your place in society. If you got land, utilize that shit. Put one of those places on it, let them come live in it, and get that 7G per person. And then that way you good. Hold that money, grow that money, and make more of that money. All right? All right, I'm done talking. I'm getting hungry now, too. I want to go upstairs, harass my people. And get ready for tomorrow. Oh, no, I ain't got, it's Saturday. You see, I'm crazy, right? I even remember it's Saturday tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday. I'm thinking it's Friday. Today is Friday. Oh, God. I am out there. Anyway, I had a good time talking to y'all. I feel better now because I was angry as fuck when I first started. Wasn't I? God damn. I got to work on that shit. Hold on. Let me see who. Put glasses on with one hand. Star said, my backyard is huge. Thanks for the tip. I'm telling you, girl, you got to. Listen. Star, let me tell you another thing about that boxable shit. I don't know if you got it in you, but let me tell you how I do things, right? If you invest $20,000 in boxables, they guarantee, go on the website, boxable.com, and there's also a YouTube page, right? They send all the shit to me, right? Let me tell you something. You invest $20,000 in that company, and they have a guaranteed dividend of over, I think it's $120,000 or $200,000 a year. Go read it. You'll see. You'll see. You'll see. Now, I only have 15,000. I'm still working on that extra 5. So I will literally be able to tell you in the near future if that shit is really worth it or not. But I'm not fucking around. When I had told y'all about this like 2 years ago or a year ago, when I first found out about it, and I had called them up. They sent me all the paperwork. I took the shit to an attorney, right? Attorney's like, yes, it's real. I didn't have the money. All right, I didn't have the money. So I started to build the money up slowly. For that type of investment, I'm only at 15,000, right? You need 20, right? Now, this is what I was thinking of doing. If I will do it, I don't know, but I was thinking of taking out a Marcus loan. I don't know if I should do that. I got to talk to a few more people to make a final decision, but Marcus, y'all, I told y'all about them before. That's what's them people? The Goldman Sachs people. So they have the markets.com. So I was thinking, if I took out a loan to cover that extra that I need only, right? I could, if they actually give me back the money that they say we're gonna make, and I go to the lawyer again and make sure that that shit is legit, I will take out that loan and try it that way. I'm not kidding, because they are blowing up. I thought the first time, I put like a little $2,000 investment, got a little something back. It was not bad, right? But this other thing is for you to be a real investor, like have stocks in the company. So I'm like, why the fuck not, right? But I don't have it yet. So for that, I gotta wait a little while longer, and I'm still teetering on the fence of if I will borrow the money or not, because it's only 5,000, but that's still a lot of money. Even though it's not money, it's still a lot of money when you think. Thinking about it like this, right? I'm thinking about my bills I have monthly, right? I have to cover my bills. So if I take a loan, the loan can in no way like mess with my regular flow of money for the month. Like, it can't cause me too much of an inconvenience. If it's causing me that much of an inconvenience to cover the loan, I can't do it. Because if anything happens, like let's say my light bill is $200 more that month than it normally would be. It puts the loan payment for that month in jeopardy, because now I might not have all of it. And you don't ever want to do that with a loan. You don't ever want to do that. Best thing you could do with a loan, y'all, take this from me personally, right? If you take out a loan, let's say you only need like 2,000, you take out a loan for 10, no problem, right? Take it out. Within 60 days, if you only need 2,000, put back 4,000, right? It's 4,000 in 30 days. That looks good on your credit. The next 60 days, put back all of that fucking money except for what you actually needed. That's going to do your credit well. They may even extend you more. You don't have to take it, but that's just a trick that I know how to do. And then in that time, if you pay the rest of that money that you owe in less than 6 months, you're going to have a perfect fucking score. I'm telling you right now. I've done that shit twice. Yep. Sometimes I do that shit just to build up my credit again if I'm going for something that I know that my credit score won't make it for. That's a tip. That's a real life tip for y'all. I have done that shit twice. I took out the loans. I don't need them shits. I just take it out because I want to fuck with my credit. I hold on to it. I play it for the year, because depending on how much money you take out, because I would take out loans to play for the year, right? I have no intentions on touching that money, but I need to do it in a certain time frame. And this kind of stuff y'all can learn, even though I don't like her ass no more. She's very intelligent with the money. Is that Vivian BFF chick? Go watch her videos that speak to you directly about credit, okay? There's a time frame on that shit that will make your credit score jump to a perfect score, depending on how much money you take out, how much you borrow, how much you pay back, all this other shit. She tells you how to do it precisely. Go to her page, whatever it is she got going on. Watch those videos, take a little notepad, learn, write it down. That's the way I do shit. I don't do everything with computers, and I don't like that. I don't come from that age, so I'm not like the computer person. Like, I like shit in black and white in front of me. So I see it, I understand it, I can figure it out with my own head, right? Like, case in point, this is what I mean. One of my neighbors that lives on the floor with me, she took a test for the city yesterday, right? She was like, I don't know what I got. So I asked her, I said, how many questions was on the test? She's like, oh, it was 55. I said, 55. Okay. I said, how many questions did you get right? Did they tell you? She said, yeah, right? She said, I got what did she say? Give me a minute, let me think. 43, I think she said. Right, this is how you find out how you score, right? The amount of questions it is your ultimate number. So it's 55. However many you got right is the number you divide into the mate. So you would divide, she said 43, I think it was. So you divide 43 into 55, right? Then you multiply that number by 100. And if I'm not mistaken, that's 78, right? So y'all can check that later on your calculators, because I'm doing that in my fucking head right now, and I might be a little slow because I'm old. But you do 43 divided by 55. It should be 0.781. It's a lot of numbers after that. I'm not a calculator. I can't go that fast. That's as far as I got. So when you get the 3 digits, right? Because I like math, right? You good. You got your decimal placements. You got your ones, your tens, your hundreds. That's all you need. Because when you work with math, everything is done in 100% when it comes to all types of calculations, right? So now that you got that, you know that you got the 0 point, so you got to move your decimal over, right? And all that shit. But when you multiply it times 100, that's going to come out to be 78. So she got a 78 on the test. So I was telling her that's good because you have to pass with like, I think a 70 or something like that. So you did pretty good. So anyway, to get to the point, it's good to know all of this stuff and how to do all of this stuff so that when you're shooting for different things in life, you know what you got and you don't have to wait for somebody to tell you or you have a hard time figuring it out. What I did to figure out her test score was basic percentage. That's basics percentage math. If you guys don't remember all that stuff, you go get your, and I had to tell somebody else this the other day in reference to an English test they was going to take. Always go to the basics. And this is not insulting your intelligence. This is real shit I do to this day. Whenever you don't understand something, you go back to elementary. I'm talking about a children's book, okay? For shit that I just did, that's 5th grade stuff. So you go back, you get like a basic mathematics book with all of the methods, all of the practices. It's mathematics, mathematical practices, methods, and what else is it? Mathematical methods, practices, and processes. I think process. I'm not sure of the last one. When you Google it, you'll see what I mean. Get an elementary book that teaches you how to do everything basic in mathematics or arithmetic, whatever you want to say. It's going to teach you all that stuff. That's what you need to build on everything else. But to do everyday things that you use in everyday life, you need one of those type of books to teach you how to do percentages off the top of your head, like I just said, right? Division off the top of your head. Also, with the percentages, like when we talk about money and all that shit, there's mathematics called a moderation, right? That's specifically about money. And you know I would know that shit, right? So they teach you that in college, but I'm telling you that now. So if you don't intend to go to college or you didn't major in math, you don't like math, you go learn that. That's how you figure out mortgages. That's how you figure out bank, you know how they give you a certain percentage. You figure all that out. APR, all that. Okay? So do that, and all that's elementary shit. Elementary. Because it don't matter what the numbers are. You give me the numbers. It's my job to figure out what method I'm supposed to use to get the right answer. That's all math is about. Math is not about intelligence. It's not about being smart. Don't ever let nobody tell you that. That's bullshit. Every mathematics known to every man on the face of this earth has a method to solving it. There would not be math if it did not have a method. When you know all the methods, you know how to do every math imaginable. I'm telling you, I am a math person. I love that shit. Okay? It ain't nothing. It ain't nothing. My son is the same way. I think I had told y'all a while ago when he was younger in junior high school in New York City. They have a thing here called Regents, right? So when you're in school down here, you have to take tests to get promoted to the next grade, which is called a Regents exam. So basically, everything you learn for that year, you have to be tested on it to go to the next grade. So he got the #1 spot in all of New York City when he was in the 7th grade, I think it was. He got a plaque and trophy and shit from the mayor. It was nice. I still have all that stuff to this day. And when he went to college, him and my oldest daughter, Barry University in Miami Shores. He has a degree in finances. I don't need to tell you no more, right? So that type of shit, like, y'all need to, math is nothing to play with. It could make or break your life. So learn it, get involved with it every way you can, because when you know how to fuck with money and you know how to play with numbers, things become a whole lot easier in this life. The thing I just told you about, like with the credit, that's small time shit, but it's other things that can make you way more money. So learn those type of things. Go on the pages for the people teaching you that type of stuff. I told you there's a new app, right? That's Sophie. It's SOFI. It's a new investment app. It's supposed to be way more user friendly. Check that out, okay? Because you could go on there, put in like $10 every 2 weeks, watch your money grow. When you make a decent amount of money off that, take $200, $100 of that. Open up another online investment like TD Ameritrade is getting ready to switch over to Schwab, I think it is. I think so. I just seen the email today. You see how my mind is going, my memory is out of here. But it's changing. May 26th, a new management is taking over TD Ameritrade. So that's my main trading block. I love that shit, right? So it's about to change. But all these little things I'm telling you about, money and knowing how to do math, you use that to do a calculation for the future to find out how much money you will have or that you can make over a certain amount of time. Even though those websites and those particular sites themselves, those platforms have that on there for you, it's always better for you, at least I feel this way. It's always better for me to know how to do shit and know how it gets that way on my own than just relying on some fucking computer to tell me something. Like, I've never been like that. I've always been the person to be like, show me, teach me. Don't just tell me, teach me, because I want to know how to do it for myself. I've always been like that. So, guys, that's important. And I think, instead of me being a little crazy and outraged all the time, I think I should do more videos about stuff like that. Because I noticed today, like listening to Ebony, that there's a lot of things that a lot of people don't really teach black women the way they should, which is important. Like today, she was talking about businesses because she was talking about how she came from a family of entrepreneurs or people that just always made their own money by coming up with stuff. And I was sitting there thinking about that, and I said, she's right. I said, there's a lot of things that women know how to do where it concerns money, making money, but people never tell you how to start. They never tell you how to begin, where to go to get the information. I said, and people really need to start doing that if they really, about this I'm trying to help black women shit. Like, you want people to start businesses, you got to show them and tell them how or what to do. So I said, I don't know. Maybe I need to start looking into that. But I don't really know, like, where to begin with that, even though I do know a lot of stuff about that. Like, I don't know. And it's a lot of stuff in your neighborhood, too, guys, that you need to look out for that teach all this type of stuff. Like, not just the small business administration. You got other things, too, like neighborhood services. I know they have that here in New York. So, like, if you never knew how to start a business, you never knew how to buy a house, that's what that nonprofit is for. Like, they literally are in business to teach you everything you need to know about both those two things. Oh, he's almost hit the sky. Wow, that's crazy. That man took that shit on the chin because he was quiet, just looked at the guy like, damn. I probably would have threw some cusses at him. But, yeah, that's, all that kind of stuff is important. So I think ask questions, y'all. Ask stuff from people. See if they can give it to you. It ain't gonna hurt to try to ask them. You never know. But remember that, okay? Go in, get that math in that head, so that when people talking to you about stuff, and you could think about what they're saying, and you know how the methods go. You know how to work shit out. You know how to you can solve equations and solve problems. Listen to what they say. Put that shit in numbers and start working it out, and make sure that it makes sense. If it makes money sense in the end, okay, keep talking to me. Keep talking to me. If it don't, then maybe you don't listen so much. Maybe so. But we walking away with a few things tonight, okay? We know that if you guys could get together or take out a loan for $20,000, you can invest in Boxable they are guaranteeing a dividend of over 100 and change. And you know, a dividend is something that they pay you based on the investments, right? So if they can guarantee money like that, that means they're making a hell of a lot of money already. Okay, that's number one. Number two, it is legit. I took it to an attorney, but you could do the same thing on your own. And in every state, just to let y'all know, there are rules to investment. People just can't say invest here and they do what they want. There are federal laws governing that. It's good to learn them. There's some for the whole country, but they also have individual ones through your Department of Insurance for your state. You have insurance for your state for all types of shit. Insurance fraud, car insurance, FDIC insurance, all types of shit. You got to find out what is the right office in your state. Find out from them what it is. You have federal ones, then you have state ones. That's your homework. If you want to make sure stuff is legit with investing, you find out what offices regulate that where you're from and the federal ones. And all of that is just a Google click away, okay? If I remember and I'm feeling generous to put all that stuff on the community page, I have done all this before. I will do it again because, it's stuff you need to know if you're interested in it. But it's out there, y'all. Remember I told y'all, if you want to learn anything about the federal government, you're supposed to go on that USA.gov. Please start listening to me and doing that stuff because a lot of that stuff is on that website because it's for the entire country. Everybody's state is on there, okay? So a lot of the stuff that you're looking for is on that website, USA.gov. It's a federal website with everybody's state on it, with everything that the state has to offer, okay? All right. I'm going to get ready to go because y'all see it's nighttime now. It was light, sun was coming through, now I got the lights on in the car. So I'm going to go upstairs and harass Naya. I feel like wrestling around with her tonight. She is so big, y'all. Let me tell you, my neighbor, when I was coming outside today, she's like, Stephanie, she said, I saw you the other day with that Balto dog. I said, what? A what dog? She said, you know the movie, Balto. I was like, what? Are you crazy? He called my dog Balto. I said, she's a girl. And I said, she's not a husky or whatever the hell that dog was. I said, she's a Akita Malamute. So it was bad funny. Because if y'all ever seen the movie Balto, y'all know what I'm talking about, right? The dog that they made the statue of. That's what she was calling Naya. Because she's that big old dog. Oh my God, it's funny. Because the older lady on my floor, she's afraid of dogs. She's like, oh God, get that bear away from me. Yeah, I was dying. These people are funny. They have a hell of a sense of humor. They're funny. Doing my Naya like that. My Naya is so lovable, y'all. But I'm getting so used to her. Oh, y'all. I'm going to tell y'all this and I'm getting over here. My Naya girl getting big. She had her menstruation the other day, so now she's a full, she's becoming an adult doggy. So I'm like, girl, Naya having her little rites of passage, her little womanhood. It's cute. It's really cute. So she's changed now. Her whole demeanor has changed. She's like more very proper, not all that playing and shit. Naya changed, man. She changed. She big as fuck, too. Wait till y'all see her. I'm going to show y'all her. I think I did show y'all, but I'll show you again. I love my Naya, as y'all can see. That's my girl. That's my new girl. Buddha old ass. He up there. He ain't no fun. He don't want to play with us no more. We run around the apartment. He just be looking at us. Like, come on and play with us. He just be like, all right, get the hell out of here then. But it's fun. All right, y'all. Let me see this last bit. Let me get the hell out of here. I've been talking. Am I back? I think I'm back. This thing was reconnecting. It was taking forever. Because on this block, I think it has a dead spot somewhere. But I'm getting out the car now, so I think I want to put my suspension. Should I put my suspension down or up? I'm up a little bit halfway. Oh, shit, I took it down too far. Sorry, Bessie. Sorry. Let me take you up, girl. Go up, go up. Go up. Not just the back, the front too. Land Rover stupid. Come on now. A little bit higher. Good job. Good girl. All right. Let me get the hell up out of here. Oh yeah, that's something I want to tell y'all. When y'all have these just so y'all know it. When you have cars like this with the suspension that raises up and down, when you park it sometimes, let me tell y'all, the car automatically has a computer where it will rebalance and adjust itself on its own every 12 hours. So sometimes it's good to park your car and pull the suspension all the way up, right? Because as you sleep overnight, the computer in this car is going to balance all four of your tires, means it's going to make the car wobble and shift and make it where the weight is just right. And then it's going to lower the suspension. If you have your suspension locked or lowered all the time, you're going to break your suspension because the car is going to lower, right? So you don't want it to lower to the point where it has nowhere to go when it's locked or at its lowest level, because then it's going to snap. You know what I mean? It won't snap like a stick, but it will begin to mess up. Oh my God. It's going to mess up your car. It's going to mess up the leveling of it. It's going to mess up the bags, the airbags that's underneath that raise the car up and pull it back down. So just keep that in mind. And I'm telling y'all that because I did break my suspension already once. So be careful because it's expensive. So just wanted y'all to know that. What else about this crazy ass car? That's it. And what else? What else? Oh, when you learn how to work your remote right, you can raise your car with your suspension up and down with the key. You don't have to get in it and press the buttons like I do. Nobody told me that. I just learned that this year. I have been always getting in this car doing that. And then my neighbor who has the same car was like, Stephanie, you don't have to do that. Let me show you this button on the key that you could press. That does the same thing for you. I was like, oh shit. Seriously? I've been doing that shit for years. I could have been in my house doing that. Fucking crazy, but that's what happens when people don't tell you shit and they leave you ignorant. Oh, and that's another thing, y'all. I'm good with cars, right? So if you have questions about stuff, now I'm not a mechanic, but I'm very good with cars. Like, so if you have questions like women questions and things like that, you can ask me. I could tell you if I know, because I know a lot. And I could definitely show you the code readers that I have, because I have a general code reader for my daughter's car. What does my daughter have? She has, what does she have? I think a Ford Oldsmobile or some shit like that. It's the vans they have, right? So I have a code reader for her, and then trying to hit the all right, I locked it. So then my son has that. They like those fast cars. I don't like that shit. Those Infinity. That was me. Sorry about that, y'all. I fucking pulled the car too fucking hard. You see what happened? Sorry, shit. So they like all those fast fucking cars. I don't like that shit. I'm good. I like tall rides, smooth rides. They like all that BMW shit, Infinity shit. I'm not with that. So they have that stuff, but there's code readers for each specific car. Like you could buy them online. You could actually buy them on Amazon. You plug them into your car so that when you have anything wrong with your car, and you read it, the car will tell you what's wrong. You show the codes to your mechanic, and then they hopefully don't try to rip you off. And there's websites too that tell you how much that shit is supposed to cost, so that if state by state too, guys, so that if they trying to charge you outside of what is the normal range, you can let them know, I know you're trying to pull a fast one over on me, and always get an estimate. And if they ever get ridiculous with you, you always could take them to court and sue the shit out of them. Always know that kind of stuff too. So, but that's that. But as it gets warmer, maybe I'll do some stuff like that, because what do I have to do next? Um, I don't need to do it, but I like to like renew different parts for my car so that to make sure that the engine stays great all the time. So, vehicle, I have, what are those things called in the engine that have to be replaced all the time? Sensors, right? Different sensors that have to be replaced so that the car raises up, moves around, all of the stuff that the computer does. So when I get a chance, I like to renew all of those things, get brand new pieces so that I don't have to worry about something going wrong later and I gotta redo everything. So I do it like piece by piece whenever I can. I just throw out the old one, get a brand new one exactly for the make and model of the car and keep it like that. And it makes the car run smooth as hell and last for a long time. So I mean, that shit does something. I have him explain it to me, even though he gets a fucking attitude. I tell him to explain it to me anyway. And it's okay, because it's all good, because I learned something. And then, now I know something else. And I have the book for the car, so read the book when I have downtime. And I learn as much as I can about the different systems on the car, too. So that way, when you know something is wrong, hey, hi. A lot of the chapters in the book will tell you how to fix it, or they will tell you why that happened so that you know what not to do the next time or how to correct it. So it's a lot. It's always like constantly the moral to the story is the more you learn, the more you will know, the more things will be smooth, that much smoother for you. So anyway, let me go upstairs. I enjoyed talking to y'all. Thank you for hearing me out. Oh, guys, y'all like my mink lashes? I got rid of the magnetic ones. I'm doing the mink now with the regular adhesive, the invisible adhesive. Let me show you here. I just started this, so I'm getting used to this because I'm new to this, but I like it. I still haven't given up my full magnet. Mind your business. Been dudes staring at me. Mind your business. So, right. I still didn't give up on the full magnetic look, right? But I like this mink thing going on, but just wanted to let y'all know. So that's what I'm doing. And that's it. All right, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my night. Let me go into the light because, I ain't one of them light-skinned content creators, so y'all can't see me unless I get a little light. A little dig, a little dig, a little dig. Oh, I'm going to ride y'all with that light-skinned shit because y'all really need to stop that. It's crazy that all the motherfuckers that got like 1 million people watching them is some light-skinned chick talking bullshit. It don't make no sense. It really doesn't. But that speaks to the dysfunction of black women because it should not be like that. And it ain't about me being the person that has to have the most, but it damn sure needs to be like other black women that are younger, look good, and they talking their stuff too and got their channels. They should be the same fucking way. It shouldn't be the same person, same looking person everywhere you go. That's so, it really is. Like, it's insane. But anyway, I just wanted y'all to see me in all my fucking splendor. Did you see this? Look at my necklace from Ghana. Did y'all see this? Nice, right? I'm being silly now. All right, let me go upstairs. Enjoy your night. I'll see y'all. Bye. Bye-bye.